Good evening, and welcome to this week's London's Burning. Before we start, I'd like to say that this is an RP game. It is designed with personal horror and drama in mind. Characters in the stream may be referred to in ways that we would never refer to them in real life. Vampire the Masquerade deals with many social aspects people face in the current modern world. They are meant to elicit an emotional response in the viewers and the characters, but it is set only in the game and does not reflect our actual views or outlook on the world. All people are welcome, but please be warned that we will be dealing with aspects that some may consider offensive and are not meant to be taken out of context of the game itself. With that said, this is our story set in the city of Oxford about a group of vampires and kindred society, reeling from the exodus and loss of London. Tonight, we are joined by Xavier, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You gain a hunger.
I almost did a frenzy check too early. Hunger, really?
As usual. The Camarilla Banu Hakim Blood Scholar, the sensational Cedra, portrayed by Ms. Hartz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Lovely. The Camarilla Premier Blood Sorcerer, Dr. Walter Bowier, portrayed by Triangularity. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. The Camarilla Brujar Armon, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You're getting hungry. The Camarilla Toreador Rhapsody, portrayed by Groundhog. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. The K-Tiff Gangrel Rikki, please, portrayed by Tavi. See, I haven't got that one written down, I fucked it up. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Oh, you're getting hungry. And finally, Isaac of the Hakata family of Clan Cappadocian, portrayed by Noscavian. Wonderful. We start this week as Isaac is called into a family meeting with the leader of the Hakata family of Oxford. He has been to the haunted house he heard about during Armand's induction into the Camarilla. The family meeting take turns hearing from a representative of each member of the family. And finally, after the representative of the Nagaraja finishes reporting an increase in homeless people disappearing, possibly related to the Nosferatu, but unable to tell the family precisely why, it is Isaac's turn to speak. The family head motions to Isaac and says to him, "Harbinger of Asher, you are asked if you will be able to find a suitable location for us to install a family business of sorts, an alternative to the Elysium. You mentioned a haunted house. What say you?"
Yes, I have been to the property, and I believe it is quite suitable. It's large, spacious, and it is quite haunted. There was a wight there, but it's been dealt with. Now all that remains are the spirits.
Excellent. That's something we can definitely use to our advantage. Do you know the location of it?
Yes, Isaac would he would provide them with the address and then like a little he'd pull up a sheet of paper out with like a sketch, like basically a hand drawn Google Maps.
This is very thorough. Excellent.
Thank you.
We shall begin to assimilate it into our family. Is there anything else you wish to report?
Other well, the haunted house went well, and have you heard anything regarding the Ripper? The Coterie I've been joined with has been investigating it, and it would seem Nosferatu Primogen was killed. I believe that's worth reporting.
That would coincide with what Brother Nagaraja was reporting about the increase of homeless people. This is very interesting. Do you believe we could take advantage of this situation for our own benefit?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, the Nosferatu are certainly going to be in a hard spot at the moment, but I don't believe the Camarilla would necessarily be open to anything. I mean, it's not like we're looking for a spot on the Primogen Council or anything like that. We are independent after all.
Correct. But with such seeds of discord sown, I'm sure we could make things interesting between the Camarilla and the Anarchs, could we not?
Oh, certainly. I mean, the Camarilla will definitely, at least in one way, be distracted by the Nosferatu's need of a primogen, and the Anarchs are always on edge, and they want to be left alone, but the Anarchs and the Camarilla seem to always go to blows with one another.
Yes, such primitive emotions. Perhaps with the Nosferatu temporarily distracted, we might be able to acquire some goods.
Quite possibly. I'm sure if the Anarchs look to be at fault for some of the Nosferatu disappearances, that would certainly flare up the Anarch and Camarilla relations.
An interesting proposition. The more distracted they are fighting each other, the more distracted they are from paying us any attention. Very good work.
Quite.
We shall begin to acquire the property and convert it. One more thing, Harbinger.
Yes.
The supplies you requested for the vessel will arrive soon, but be aware that such conventional means of preservation will only last so long. You must consider other alternatives lest you lose something very important to yourself.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank you greatly for your assistance in this matter. I can't express enough how grateful I am, and I am actively looking for further means of preservation.
Anything for a member of the family. Please remember that we are here for you. No one else ever will be. Just us.
I am most gracious, and Isaac would bow deeply.
The family head turns to the table, dismisses everyone, and they all file out. Later. Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say Isaac would get up and leave.
Later, the Coterie have gathered, all in their domain. Tonight they have much to discuss, including the best way to make sure that they will keep Rikki safe if she chooses to stay with them, and a talk with Mo about what exactly is going on with the bar. In addition to that, they must also decide if they want to try and make contact with the Nosferatu since their primogen was recently murdered, and if that wasn't enough, they must also decide if they want to talk with Mark Nelson about the Camarilla Tremere infiltration of the cult of Mithras. The bar is once more busy, with Mo working hard serving drinks, as Dolores finally has the night off.
Are we
Is Mo
out
in the bar?
in the... Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's fair to say that you're all in the bar at the very least.
Is Mo there? I misheard.
Yes.
Is the bar busy?
Yes.
Fuck. Is he bartending?
Are you bartending, Mo?
Hey, yes, I am.
I hear
Pouring
he is
drinks for all these
bartending.
people.
Yeah, just making sure because he could have been like, no, he's in the office. I go to the bar and sit down and lean on the table with my arms crossed.
Cedroy goes and sits at the bar too. Next to Xavier.
Can I get you something?
Till he comes over. You're working.
Good to see you tonight.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, finally.
Hey, been making business.
Making business. Tell me.
Yeah, there's only so many people that are going out to bars. Might as well get them to come here, right?
Yeah, exactly how were you making business?
Well, some of the other bars started having problems, so people were encouraged to come here.
Yeah. You wouldn't have anything to do with those problems, would you?
I just made a few suggestions.
You suggest.
While I appreciate the effort, it's kind of hard having more business, but not more bartenders.
Well, I'm here tonight, and I'm handling the rush. I think the bar's doing rather well.
No, you don't understand. You're here every night. You don't get to leave unless we or Dolores say, okay, if you want to work here, you show up and bartend. While I appreciate your help, none of us knew about this. And if that comes back on our asses,
The reputation of the bar ends up falling onto our shoulders, not yours. So we need to know what's going on.
Oh, there is nothing that can be traced back to the bar. It just those
That's
other bars
ours.
are just in those other bars are just in the wrong part of town.
you're missing the point.
Hey, Mo, while you're back there, get me a glass of Dom Perignon.
Okay. Oh, by the way, someone dropped off a message for you.
Okay, are you going to give it to us or tell us where it's at?
Yeah. Message from someone named Pandora.
Oh.
Asked for the coterie to meet her at Elysium.
All right.
Cool, thank you.
Xavier will look over at Cedra when he walks away. If we need to hire more bartenders, I don't know why Dolores just didn't fucking do it. We've obviously got enough business.
I think we need to tell her that.
We have a book on management skills.
I'm sure Isaac can get one.
Yeah. Swear to God, if this comes back on us,
If it comes
You know
back
what
on
I'm
us, it'll come back on Mo.
hopefully, shit flows downhill.
If you want,
Well,
it can
I'll
all
make
be
sure it comes
undone.
back on Mo.
Oh, you're back already.
I
I forget
prefer
how
you
quick
bartend.
you all move. Yeah. Well, he was getting you a drink.
That's just Dom Perignon you pour in the glass.
If you want, everything can be undone.
Where are Amon, Dr. Bowie, Rhapsody, and Rikki at the moment?
Amon is in his booth that he normally sits in with his boots up on the table in the far back. But because the bar is so busy, he's normally used to having the booth to himself, but there's probably a bunch of people either in front of the booth or sitting in the booth kind of annoying him, so he looks kind of angry.
Just uncomfortable as hell.
Have you drawn black marks on your mask? Yeah.
Yeah. He's all just slumped down in his chair like a grumpy kid, you know.
Dr. Bowie?
Yeah, I'm probably in the office going through some paperwork for the bar. Always something to do.
That's a good role for the
Rhapsody?
I'd be in the office just trying to get away from the crowds.
And Rikki?
Ricky's down at the end of the bar, just kind of bouncing her head to the music with her eyes half closed, but she perked her head up and she looked over at Cedra and Xavier when they started talking about needing more staff.
And where's Isaac?
I believe Isaac would probably be at the bar, maybe talking to Dolores.
Dolores.
Oh, Dolores is upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, she's upstairs. Okay. Then is
The
everyone
doctor's
else
in the office.
I think
Doctor
Isaac
and
would probably
Rhapsody.
head to the office. Yeah, Isaac would head to the office.
Is there anything that Isaac, Dr. Boyer, Rhapsody, and Rikki would like to talk about in the office?
I'm not in the office though.
Ricky's outside.
Everyone apart
at
from
the end of the
Rikki.
bar.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably doing some small talk, unless there's something important Isaac wants to.
Doctor, have you had any new thoughts regarding what happened to the Primogen?
Talking about Nosferatu, right? Well, it seems like he was killed, ripped apart.
Yes, and it looks like at least there was some piles of dust or ash as well. I found that quite suspicious. Either something met the sunlight or something else possibly turned it to ash, or it was a quite old individual.
I have a feeling that he was old enough.
Yes,
I mean-
that's quite true.
What was his name again? Well, what did the ID
Chuckles,
say?
I believe. Oh, Charles Pemberton, I believe.
I think I remember that name from somewhere. Not sure where.
Chuckles, I would say, was one of the more acceptable elders in our Camarilla. So I do feel that it's a huge loss.
Yes, when I first joined the Coterie, he worked with us, and it's quite unusual for a Primogen to actually take the time to work with a Coterie such as ours.
Yeah, you'd expect most of them to be arseholes. Because to get to that position, you need to be an arsehole.
That would be a fair statement.
I do wonder who is going to take over. Might be Maxine.
I wouldn't know. I'm not too familiar with the Nosferatu.
Well, from what I heard, she one of the ones that
Do I often pogo stick through your
administrates
thoughts
the
wearing nothing but a smile?
Nosferatus and the network. So
Sounds about
Do I often
Fine
pogo stick through
material
your
for
thoughts
that, I
wearing nothing
guess.
but a smile?
unless there's some political intrigue in the background that we don't know about.
I mean, it would certainly seem that an individual in her
Do I
position
often pogo stick through your
would be
thoughts wearing
prime
nothing
a
but
prime
smile?
candidate for such a position as of Primogen.
and Kalo and Maxine was quite close. I wonder how Maxine feels about our coterie.
And Maxine may have some feelings regarding the Ripper, considering now Chuckles and Kalo have met their end.
People can't be close to that. Pointing at the picture of Kalo on the wall. Who the hell can be close to that person? Look a bit unhinged.
Wait,
to be
have we
close to.
showed the Discord the picture yet? Nitro, we need to find that and do that.
Yeah, I'm about to. Continue.
Hang on, I
talking.
made a better one.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
All right, Shiver's gonna post one in the Discord. Yeah.
Doesn't really come through on the stream, but oh well.
So I'm not sure how Maxine feels about this. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if she is less impressed about our work.
It would be quite possible that she were to blame us if she saw us both. If she saw our coterie as involved with the Ripper, and we failed to protect Kalo, she may hold us accountable for that.
From what I was hearing from the last one, you guys are just a cleanup crew, aren't you? Sweep the area for any information.
We are
Yes,
not
we
held
can.
responsible, that is true.
So,
Yeah.
why be worried about it? It's not in our hands. Well, mostly.
I mean, we are informed late, and we usually do investigate the scene after the camera is done with it. However, it is my understanding that we've been tasked with finding out who the Ripper is. So if we fail to do that, that may be seen as a failure on us, even if it is out of our control.
So, yeah, not giving us much then. Okay then.
Meanwhile, back in the bar, what's going on with Armon, Rikki, Cedra, and Co?
Rikki will get up
I
from.
would guess
from-
that Cedra has not noticed Rikki yet.
Rikki will get up, quietly move over to them, and just very quietly clear her throat, trying not to be too much of a pest.
Can I help you?
Yes.
You were saying something about needing more staff here?
Not you. And don't take that wrong way. We
Why
don't
not
work.
her?
She's with us. She doesn't work here. I mean, she can
Oh.
work here
Us?
when we're here, but I thought so.
You know her?
Hi.
Who's this?
Oh, yeah. Rikki, Cedra. I'm sorry. And Xavier
Hi.
will stand and say, I'm sorry, let me introduce you to Cedra the Sensational. And he will bow and lift his hand.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Rikki will give quite the pleased giggle and bow herself. Hi, I'm Rikki.
She's-
Just Rikki.
She's the one that'll kill you and eat your soul.
Oh, well,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too then. And I was going to ask if you could use me here, because I was thinking about some of the concerns you voiced to me last week. And I was thinking about reinventing my life a little, maybe taking a break from my usual job. But if you'd rather I didn't, I might be able to find people.
Let's
People.
Well, let's start somewhere else first, and I'll turn to Cedra. So the body parts in the trash can.
Rikki will
And
wince.
he points at Rikki. She's a baby. She's a baby.
Oh, you're
And
new.
not only is she a baby,
Yes.
she killed her sire the night he embraced her.
Impressive.
She's also Gangrel.
Should
Oh.
we be talking about this in the back?
We're
You
quiet
don't-
in the bar.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
fair
a
to
loud
say that the
bar.
bar is just so full of life that you could say
Well-
you murdered a person, chopped them up, and threw them into bits, and no one would flutter an eyelid.
Yeah, and while we're talking loudly, it's probably at a whisper because being with Kindred, we can hear better.
True. Yeah. And it'll be noisy.
And Rikki doesn't realize she's already doing that. Sorry.
I kind of realized that the three of them are all grouped together murmuring, and I'm just sitting there bored anyway. So to just kind of show it to the group that's sitting at my booth, I don't just walk around and get out of the booth. I step over the table and walk across it and jump off the other side.
Yes, you do.
and walk over to the
1990s.
Cedra's not phased. Cedra's a little proud.
So Rikki will continue.
ahead,
So
Rikki.
I know people in my line of work who may wish for a change of profession. People who understand discretion and just, basic work ethic. I could make some inquiries, if that's all right.
I mean,
It's not a bad idea.
yeah,
Invite-
but
Prettying the place up brings in more customers. I'm sorry, I'm assuming your line of work.
no. Oh,
Oh.
she sold her body for sex.
I'm a prostitute, yes.
I was assuming correctly.
No offense taken.
Let's hold off though, because as you can tell, and he'll look around, we're redoing the bar, and it's going to be a little bit different. Good idea. I think we should talk to everybody else before we execute, but I think it's
Yeah,
helpful.
definitely.
All right. Just let me know when you would like me to do that, and I will just keep the idea in the back of my mind until you say something.
And then loudly, Xavier will say, "But for the moment, we have a bartender," and he'll look at Mo.
Would you like a drink?
He'll just smile.
Top me off.
and-
I think Isaac would go ahead and leave from the office now and join the others in the bar.
Rhapsody would follow.
How is everyone doing tonight? Cedra, have you met the foundling?
Fledgling.
I have. It was a pleasure.
Fuck, guys.
Nice
You think I
save.
He's
just
on the team.
let randos stand around us without introducing him?
I mean, you did for a
Wait.
minute.
It's quite good that you've met. Quite an interesting set of circumstances, I'm sure. It shall enlighten you one day. Oh, and I see Mo's here today. That's quite good. Business
finally.
has been booming.
About damn time.
Question: is there a way in the back of the bar?
Well, you
You'd
mean
have
to go
to-
straight behind
so-
the bar?
Yeah, there's a back garden.
Yeah.
No, into the office.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
to walk around the bar to get into the
Okay.
back where the office.
Isaac would go over to where Mo's at. Mo, can I get an old-fashioned, please?
Sure. I'll go ahead and make him an old fashioned.
Isaac would hold
He
it.
is old fashioned.
He wouldn't drink it. He'd just hold it.
Hey Mo,
That's a difficult drink to make to just hold.
So,
can you do a Blue Lagoon?
Sure can. I'll make up a Blue Lagoon.
Mo, do you have
are you
anything
just
back
testing
there
his
that,
fucking
like,
skills, or
do you have anything back there that our kind can drink?
come
I
on?
assume not. I don't know if we have that capability yet. What?
That's up to us, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just hungry, dude.
I could make a few.
I will turn
I can make
to
a
the
few
crowd,
inquiries.
like,
Well, Mo,
Well,
I'm
you make
sure
them-
he looks pretty. looking at the crowd.
Mr. Lester, I'm sure you've noticed that business has been booming as of late. Do you know anything about that? And where have you been?
Oh, just encouraging business to show up.
Rikki will bite her lip and stifle a giggle.
It's quite, it puts us in quite a bind when the days you're encouraging business, we are the busiest, which is great. It's a wonderful thing being packed and busy with new customers and new people. But when you're gone, it's just Dolores. So maybe we might want to wait until we have more staff before we start strongly encouraging business.
We should probably also wait until...
Would you like me to discourage business?
Don't do
just
anything
encouraging.
but bartend. That's what we're asking. Bartend and only bartend.
Mo, are you stupid?
Hey, also, if you guys want some drinks for
It's
yourself,
not a way
I
to
can
treat
make
employees.
I can make
I'm just
some
asking
inquiries.
because-
Well, I mean, those inquiries might not be bad.
No, but
But this is good. This is good. Tell us about it. Communicate
yeah.
about it.
not
And then we
once did
can grow
say
together.
We never said stop doing this. We said tell us what the fuck you're doing. I don't know where you got the whole stop thing from, unless you're just trying to blackmail us. In that case,
I mean,
Would you do you really want to know how the steak is made?
We have steak. We just
Well, I mean,
steak.
Not yet. The kitchen's
somebody
not
have
done.
dog meat, is it?
Don't ask.
I'm sure once we have the staff that can handle the influx of traffic, then all the encouragement you've been doing will be much more helpful. But for right now, we just don't have the staff to handle it.
Yeah, and poor Dolores can only do so much. I know she's pretty clever and a quick learner, but she's one person and doesn't know how to treat her own self as a human being. She just does whatever everybody else tells her to do. So you've been kind of leaving her high and dry, which is the opposite of what we hired you for.
Well, I can go ahead and have the business slow down if you'd like.
again,
Just
you're
bartend.
taking
We just want you to bartend.
Okay,
Until-
I'm here to
Or-
bartend.
what the
That's fine. Bartend. Speaking of, is that old fashioned done yet?
Oh, yeah.
I think Isaac told him that, yeah.
Cedra just gently grabs the glass from his hand, takes a sip to try it, and hands it back to him.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Did you try it?
It's not important. I just know that we've got a top shelf bartender here, and I'm sure it's quite good.
So I have to ask the storyteller. Is the old fashioned actually good?
Yes.
That Mo made.
Yes.
Okay. Then she takes
Mo
a sip
knows
and
how to
she's
make a
like, "Yeah,
drink.
that is pretty good.
He's got a plus drive,
You have talent."
+5 in drink making.
It's called mixology, Armand.
Ah, you're right. I apologize.
So at this point, I'd like to remind you that you have been summoned to Elysium.
we fucking heard.
Technically, only you, Cedra, and Rikki heard that.
I don't remember if Rikki was there at the time.
Yeah, she left us a note. Well, Xavier heard.
Right.
And Cedra heard.
So I guess what are we doing? Or can
What
I
do we
go
do every
back
time
to
we meet up?
Pandora has
It's
Yeah,
true.
Pandora has summoned us like usual. And well, we
Just,
do need to talk to her about Chuckles.
And I just go, oh, this could be fun, and I just turn and look at Rikki.
Rikki will look back at Amon. Yes?
Do we want
We got
to?
some ground rules to go over before we get to Elysium. That if you break, you die. On the spot, no questions asked.
Rikki will go rather
You
stiff
carry
and
any
turn around.
weapons?
Only the claws.
Yeah, don't
No
pull
mace?
those out.
Oh, I mean, I used to, but I'm not sure I need it anymore. Do I?
Good point. Good point.
It could be a non-lethal distraction.
I could keep that in mind. Should I be
Who cares?
carrying that?
It's up to you.
Question is
All right.
mace in the VTM handbook?
But more, were you asking that because of where we're going?
Yes. You are
Then no.
required to submit your weapons at the door.
Um,
And considering you can't submit those, and she points to her hands, just keep them sheathed.
Understood. What else do I need to know to not die? I'm guessing stay very, very quiet.
As much as you may not like what Pandora has to say to you, I wouldn't really try and argue with her.
All right.
That's a good point.
So, stay quiet until spoken to. If I am spoken to, is there anything I should absolutely not say that I don't know?
Respect.
For the most part, Elysium is a mediary place of peace where anyone can come and go without conflict. So avoid conflict.
Understood.
Yeah.
It's not inside Elysium you have to worry about. It's disrespecting somebody in there and then leaving. That's what we have to worry about.
Yeah.
You
Understood.
kind of have to worry about that with any vampire.
And anybody in there is most likely higher up on the food chain than we are, so their ability to disrespect us and get away with it is very common.
Xavier will look at Cedra and say, yeah, but you don't get to go to a neutral place and then walk out, and as soon as you step out, be in Camarilla territory.
That's true.
Subtlety is going to be your best friend.
Also, I
Also-
think Pandora is kind of figured out, because we told her about you, she's kind of figured out that you're caitiff, but I wouldn't use that word out loud.
Also, does Cedra know about Chuckles?
Oof.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, you should tell me about Chuckles.
caitiff, or is it better if I just forget I even heard that word and ask you afterwards?
The last one.
Understood.
Most likely.
So she doesn't know about clans?
She's very, very new.
They mentioned them briefly. Xavier went around, I believe, Xavier, Amon, Bruja, Dr. Tremere, Isaac, Hikata, Rhapsody, Toreador, and I don't know what any of those words mean.
I lean into Cedra and I go, we found her in the office when Dolores locked her in there. She was trying to eat meat because she couldn't figure out why she was hungry, but puking up everything she tried eating.
Oh,
That's how
also,
new
Poor
she is.
child.
also,
Figured it out in the last week.
Dolores thought she was a werewolf. We need to try and
Not-
train Dolores
The
a bit more.
Okay. The claws, I guess?
I think there
Keep
might have been some
claws in
fur
hand.
involved.
Understood.
I don't know.
Yes, keep claws in unless they're needed. It's usually a good thing.
They actually came in quite handy last week, surprisingly.
Oh?
Yeah,
What'd you do
newbies
last
kind of
week?
showed us that.
Sorry, I had
Well,
business out of town.
it's all right. You didn't miss much that you wouldn't have liked being part of.
I think that's wrong.
We
but okay.
we went shopping for some real estate, and we found quite a nice home. It was large and spacious, and there was a white in it.
Yeah, if that's how you want to describe it, Isaac, go right ahead.
Long story short,
cost extra?
Cedra, Isaac wasted our time real estate hunting in a haunted house.
Why
The
am I not
doctor
surprised?
had some crazy intuition that the Ripper hit somebody. Come to find out, Chuckles died. Good riddance. That's
Chuckles?
about it.
The
That's
one and
big.
only. Yeah, we know. We told
You
Pandora
don't
already.
tell- Okay, she knows. Okay, good.
Yeah, what was her exact response? Fuck.
I can agree with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's quite an unexpected event. It sounds quite bad.
By the Ripper.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We know for sure it's the Ripper.
I mean, it looked like it.
It did look like it, although there are some discrepancies that have us kind of questioning things.
There were hardly any discrepancies. Akin to when we first. Cedra, you remember the ashes you put in your hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were ashes again.
Right, but if it was
Interesting.
Chuckles, it would have either all been ashes or all been giblets, not both.
We don't know
Wait.
that
I mean,
because
So that
we don't
doesn't
know
happen
how
often?
old everything else has been.
there was an ensanguinated rat there that had been torn a bit.
Oh, that was. Oh, what was Chuckles' rat's name?
Who cares?
That was a personal friend of Chuckles. I'm very sad that he died as well. They sucked the blood out of the rat? Really? Why does the Ripper need to suck the blood out of a rat?
Isaac
I
ate
would-
the rat.
Who knows why the Ripper would want to exsanguinate a rat? It makes no sense.
Yeah, it kind of looked
That
just
reminds
dead
me-
when we first found it, but it was insanguinated when we clearly inspected it. It was weird.
That reminds me, Professor Isaac, how did you stomach that? Is
Professor?
that
Stomach what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, whatever.
You just play with him. It's fine. Let him have his fun.
Isaac would look over and see if there is a updated message on the chalkboard. If maybe Mo put a like a message of the day up there.
Oh,
Some sort
Oh, we
of
need some
knowledge,
message
maybe.
of the day.
Mo's knowledge.
Mo knowledge?
Mo knowledge, mo problems.
Oh dear.
Is there any Mo knowledge available, Mo?
You've caught him off guard.
Sure. I'm allergic to sobriety. Probably not, but why take the chance?
It's a good message for the message board.
That's a fantastic message. I'm sure it'll really get the patrons in a drinking attitude or drinking mood, however you want to say it. Well done.
I thought it sounded depressing, but okay.
So,
Life is depressing. Unlife doubly so.
Yep.
Mo,
Boo-hoo.
I just to be clear, I certainly appreciate everything you've been doing for the bar. It's just we're still dealing with staffing issues. I am curious, however, how did you drive all those people to the bar? I heard some rumors and hearsay, but I'm not sure if that was you or just happenstance.
I did nothing personally, but do you really want to know how the business came?
When someone asks you that question, the answer is usually no.
yeah, the answer is usually no.
But I want to know. If you get a book, do you not read it?
I was about to kind of give Isaac a lesson, but I kind of realized that saying the less you know, the better goes against everything Isaac is about.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pull in close to Isaac and tell him that I spoke to some of the local gangs, and they are driving people out of other bars while leaving this area alone.
We are vampires. Do we hear him?
Probably in close enough proximity to at least catch enough to piece it together.
I mean, Xavier would have eavesdropped if he could have.
Yeah.
Isaac would say lowly, well, that certainly sounds like it would drive business to us. That explains why our business has been booming, so to say. Well done.
Believe me, everyone knows that this area is off limits to crime.
That sounds like a wonderful thing, to have a crime-free bar. That's what everyone wants.
Yes, it's normal.
Rikki will raise her eye a bit and turn to maybe Cedra, maybe Xavier, probably both, and just try to whisper, doesn't that kind of make this place stand out?
Yes.
Okay. And then she'll start just shuffling away from the whole group and pretending she isn't hearing anything.
Xavier does. Look at Cedra. She's got a good point.
Maybe we just need to make our bouncers a little more well known. Make it look like we're the ones doing it.
Yeah.
Do you
I mean,
understand?
being thought of as a safe bar isn't a bad thing.
We don't know who else owns those bars.
I know, but I think what she's saying is that if we beef up our security enough to make it look like they're the reason why we aren't having the same problems others are, it might not make us stand out as much.
If there's an explanation. Yeah.
So now we beef up
And
our security.
hey,
So they
beefing up
It's
security is
six-
not a bad thing.
Well,
six
not-
people we've already got working for us.
Well, I say beef up. I mean, make more apparent how good they are already. So it's more
Or
common
even
knowledge.
just make them look badass and give them some polos with the bar's name on it.
They could start carrying. No, bad idea.
In Oxford?
He said it was a bad idea.
I mean, it doesn't have to be firearms, and it kind of pulls a dagger out of his pocket. No, yeah, that's probably a bad idea, too.
Yeah, that's definitely a bad idea.
We could give them nightsticks.
Open carrying weapons is just asking for trouble, even if they're not supposed to kill.
Oh, we could get them baseball jerseys with the bar's name on it, baseball caps and baseball bats, and we can all have them on a roster for a team.
I don't think baseball is our theme.
Also, baseball is an American pastime. We're not really much of an American bar, are we? At least at the moment.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, you
What
just
other
fucking here to
sports have
disagree with
large
everything we
sticks in
say?
it?
I mean,
I
No,
mean, instead of just being like, your idea is shit, how about you just say, or we could do this and give us another idea?
I still think beefing up security to make it look better would be at least a reasonable idea.
Okay, but all of our ideas suck. So give us a good one.
Don't have one coming to me at the moment.
Well, she is right about the bar not being baseball themed. I can't argue with that.
I think we just make it known that we have bouncers, and that's all we need to do.
Yep.
I got an idea. Jeans and a black polo.
Yeah.
What my
Sounds
guys
great.
wear.
And since they can't carry weapons, maybe I don't know how good they are, but I could train them up a bit. Make their bark a little bit bigger than their bite. Or sorry, their bite a little bit bigger than their bark.
It's not a bad idea to have you and Cedra both
Huh?
do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a little more of stabby. I don't know if
Hey,
that's a good
Isaac,
idea.
you could
Although I
join.
could give him some defensive mechanisms.
Well, yes, Ahmad, that would be great. I have been reading some books on how to fisticuff. I think I could definitely help with this endeavor.
Can you hit harder than you did last time?
Hey, Rikki.
Rikki will walk over very shyly, though she's definitely been listening to them and trying not to interject. Yes?
How good are you at self-defense?
Other
than killing your sire.
Sorry about
Rough
that.
subject.
Good enough. I was rather surprised by what I did to the whites. And I mean, it's not that it's the first time I've had to defend myself against an ass. But
I mean, that can help our bouncers too.
Amon just leans back up against the bar and crosses his arms and like frustrated, just goes, "It's just beginner's luck, I swear."
If you're talking about defending the bar, though, wouldn't you need someone who isn't as obvious as I am?
You wouldn't be defending it. You're just teaching the bouncers.
Oh,
just basic self-defense techniques.
I mean, I hit people in the face.
That's all. That's about what I do.
Not exactly what I
makes
worked
me
before, but that
qualify.
would work.
Hey, if you guys are wanting to send a message, then
No.
I could have someone show up that is
No.
expendable.
No.
Mo,
This
sorry.
sounds like a good idea.
No.
Mo, I think you've done
No.
enough so far. I think you let us handle it for a change. We appreciate the work ethic, though. I guess.
At the moment, we just need to make sure that our bouncers are qualified. That's all.
But if they beat someone up, they would look qualified.
And that could encourage other people to come and start fights. Let's keep things peaceful.
I suppose that's true.
Rikki very shyly raises a hand and just quietly mentions, and fights tend to draw other unwanted attention. And then she'll back away.
Yeah, preparation is much better than demonstration.
Agreed.
That's a fair point. Maybe after they're prepared.
Isaac, I feel like
Yeah.
you waste our time with your ideas and you think it's fucking amusing.
Wait.
Don't
I never said
discourage
it was-
ideas.
Thank you,
This
Sutra.
isn't the first time he's done.
Done what? I always try to be as helpful as I can.
You're right. As helpful as you can.
We appreciate the ideas, but sometimes we're not always on board with them.
That's fair.
I think mostly it's do you recognize what you're good at? Because I don't.
Isaac comes
What
off
do
to
you-
me Sorry for talking about you in the third person. Isaac comes off to me as an overenthusiastic puppy. He just wants to try and help.
I think he's sweet.
Wait till he
I
wants
mean,
somebody
I-
from
He's
you.
in action.
If you're ignoring all of the house shopping last week, sure.
All right,
wouldn't know
sweet
what-
in a gothic sort of way.
She's right, you know. Putting it to rest.
Well, I mean, today I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt,
It's very festive.
so thank you.
You're not helping.
I'm
You're not
trying
helping
not
your
to be
case right now.
so dreary.
You might want to change that for Elysium.
No, you should keep it.
They like you
Does-
enough, they'll let you rock it.
Doctor,
The doctor is in the office and not
know,
a part
he's-
of this conversation.
he's yelling for you. I'm not going to yell for the sake of yelling, so I am yelling for you.
Is there a doctor in the bar?
Vampire hearing. You should hear him from the office.
I'm not
Maybe
sure
you can
if
be
I
loud if you
actually.
need him to.
A
You have
random
to
teacher
yell
said-
louder than the music, so or bang on the door or something.
You could also just ignore him as well.
Rikki glances over to Xavier and just asks, "New girl's job to go and fetch people?"
No, Xavier will jump over the bar, and not supernaturally. He will just jump over the bar and
Just
go to the
gotta
office
show
and
him
open it up.
on.
I didn't even think about that. This is just what we do, though. Bruce
I
out.
was thinking of it as I was like, I don't even see it as showing off. It's just,
I
oh,
wish
man,
I
he's
could learn
doing
that.
it too.
Meanwhile, all the drinks in the bar fall off because of.
I mean, if he wants me to
Yeah, I
roll
did-
something, I can, but it's not. I'm not doing any
It's just a
supernatural
typical
leaps
launch
or
over the
anything.
bar thing.
I
I'd
was
say
tempted
Xavier's
to
fit
say-
enough to be able to do that.
I was tempted to say that I purposely knocked people's drinks over when I walked on the table earlier, but I decided not to.
Got 3 dice and
Yeah, these
dexterity
are our
and athletics,
customers. We
so
want them to keep coming.
I'll open the door. You gonna come join these festivities, or are you hiding from Isaac like I want to?
Valid.
The doctor kind of looks up from all the papers he got in front of him. Again, huh? That sounds quite good, actually.
Cool. Pack it up. We got to go see Pandora.
Okay.
It'll turn around and
I
walk
guess
out.
so. I would guess so after last week. I'll start cleaning the papers up and neatly pack it down and lock the cabinets, keeping the papers. And I get up and get out to the bar.
Are
So
we
you
leaving
all-
Mom waiting?
Are you all fucking off to Elysium then?
That's what I was asking.
You driving? Come on.
Oh, always.
We're gonna need 2 vehicles.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting something bigger.
This is going to be a little intimate.
I've got a car. outside.
Should I drive my own car? I've been leaving it alone, hoping to exchange it. All right.
Yeah, leave it alone.
For now, just come with us.
Perhaps we could invest in a bus.
That's inconspicuous.
A
I
van
mean,
would work.
to be fair, places like a bar would have a courtesy van, some description, work vehicle.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like,
Either,
I don't want to ride
either
the
way,
courtesy van.
Isaac, don't worry about it. I've already been looking into getting a new vehicle because I need to ditch the one I have anyway.
We gonna get a limousine?
I don't know yet. I've just been looking.
Is that any more inconspicuous than a bus?
Stylish.
As long as it seats 8.
Hey, the Toreador doesn't want a limousine.
Rikki
No,
shakes
I
her
would
head
love
at
a
all.
limousine. I'd love a limousine. The problem is, I'd also rather not violate the masquerade.
I miss back when
What do
we
we-
could just shove Kayla in the trunk.
We have 2 SUVs. We're fine.
Like
Did you
like
get a
I
new
was saying,
car?
Yes.
Oh,
I need to get a new car anyway. That's why I was offering.
I guess I don't have to learn how to drive then.
Oh, so we should divide up and drive to Elysium.
Yeah, let's put Isaac in with Xavier.
Actually,
That's a splendid
just
idea. I call it shotgun.
Out of character, real quick. We only need a 7-seater car, and my car does have 7 seats in it. I mean, we can still split up. I was just saying.
Sitting shoulder to
I mean,
shoulder,
how-
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
How comfortable.
I'm driving. Somebody can ride with me if they want to or not.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget,
At this
Isaac
point-
lives in a graveyard.
At this point,
True.
it's too fucking crowded in that thing.
Isaac will be shotgun right beside Xavier.
I thought Dr. Bowie
Cathedral
asked
ride
for
with him
shotgun.
on.
He did.
I usually have the shotgun place at Almond's car.
Rikki raises her hand and says, "Just tell me where to sit, and I will sit there."
Come with me, hun.
How about
Alright.
we put her in the middle seat?
That's fine.
I love that it's just going to be Xavier and Isaac.
This is where we bond.
I mean, it makes sense that Cedric would go with him on.
Isaac or Xavier gets there before the rest of the coterie, and we just hear the car honking over and over again. We walk up to the window, and it's Xavier slamming his head on the steering wheel.
No, probably not.
I know, but it's fun to picture.
So you're all heading
There
out.
is not baby metal playing in my car, by the way.
Thank God for that. So you're all heading out to the car, taking your respective
Cars.
seats. Cars.
You traitor.
Is there anything you wish to discuss on the journey?
Where's the train?
Isaac would start fiddling with the radio. Xavier, do you have FM or AM, or what kind of radio do you have here?
You're going to put polka.
Partway
Trouble
through,
finding the polka station. Sorry.
partway through, after being very quiet, Rikki just asks,
I'll answer in a second, Isaac.
I just have one question, and I apologize if this is just a silly question, but you all were all right with me killing that other vampire, right? Is that actually something everyone will be all right with?
Not necessarily. Kind of keep that on the DL.
By which
Yeah.
I'm guessing you mean forget that even was a thing.
Yeah.
I
Subtlety
just
is
had a
important.
feeling.
Now,
Also,
I don't know how it works for the Anarchs because I'm Camarilla. And I don't know if people have explained that these are kind of like two different halves.
High school.
Xavier called them high school cliques.
It's not inaccurate. So, with the Camarilla, at least, someone making another vampire without permission would get them in trouble anyway.
Mhm.
So, I don't know how it is on the Anarchs, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't even exist. So, just keeping a low profile is probably good.
yeah.
So, if anyone asks tonight, I don't know what happened to him.
Exactly.
Understood.
Try and word it in a way that you're almost half truthing, though, because they're not idiots either.
Oh, that
It's easier to stretch the truth than to straight up lie.
Or just avoid the question.
Yeah,
Can
that too.
other vampires tell when you're lying like they do in the movies?
Some can. Yeah.
Okay.
Stick next to us. Don't get
Mhm.
separated, and
Mhm.
we've got
Yeah,
you.
if you want to learn how to stretch the truth like a pro, follow Caesar.
I am
Understood.
perfectly
Doctor.
honest.
You will see kind of the doctor smile in the front seat.
Um,
Not
Cedra's not going to
saying
admit to
it
stretching the
again.
truth. Cedra is perfectly honest. Don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Ricky,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
whatever they say in there, just realize they give everyone shit. It is, you are no longer whatever you were before you died. You are kindred. So,
Do you know what castes are just in the regular world? Like
Mm, do you mean like that system they have in India that the British made worse when they started using it in their census?
Yeah, pretty much. Right now, I'm sorry to say, you are probably considered the lowest caste.
Oh,
Uh,
so like the poor people made to sort through the garbage.
I was there a
Yes.
few months ago.
Oh dear.
I might have been there last week. Not the caste, India.
Oh.
I was going to try and segue from that before you were interrupty pants. Into, yeah, there are different clans. I'm a Toreador. They'll give me shit for being over the top and like a diva, because that's what all kindred see us as. Malkavians are always this messed up piece of shit.
That's
Right.
Kalo, the
Bruja
dude
are
on the
assholes.
toilet in the painting.
Yes.
And Chuckles.
Bruja are always assholes that
No,
don't care
Chuckles
about
knows
other
Halo.
people
Like Xavier.
or care about themselves. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
Hey.
Bruja,
I can't.
Amon too. But, well, Amon
Yeah.
was sired by a Bruja. He has decided to follow the Banu Hakim path.
They start talking shit about
Yeah, the bunch of assassins.
Bruja. They start talking shit about Bruja, and Amon does that like turn around while driving like a dad. He's like, "Hey, don't make me turn this thing around."
Watch the road!
Yes, ma'am.
So self-righteous assassins is what
Hmm.
Banu Hakim get labeled as, or at least from memory.
Self-righteous?
Yeah. This is like worst case scenario. This will piss off everyone. I even pissed off myself by saying that we're just fucking divas. But you know,
Rikki will quirk her head and look at Rhapsody. But you seem like the assassin, and Cedrus seems like the performer.
We all have our talents, and I do have a talent in performance.
So you're trying. Is what you're trying to tell me is that I died, became a kindred, and now there are kindred stereotypes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good to see
Not
that
always
nothing really
good.
changes in the afterlife.
But you will find that, unfortunately, in this case, the stereotypes really do have a root in truth. When your beast starts to come through, when you start to frenzy, when things just become a little too much, you're more likely to act in the way that, say, a Gangrel might than like a Banu Hakim might.
Would that be something I might have felt when I was fighting that white?
Quite possibly.
As
Probably.
in just wanting to tear something apart, and it felt fun.
That's
No,
kind of being
that's-
Grellish.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I do that too.
Well, that's kind of Bruges.
Okay.
Should kind
Weird.
of keep a control on that. Come on.
Wait, what you just said, and what they were telling me before about what happened, what happens when I get angry?
You become a predator.
Oh,
Yeah, if you frenzy, instincts take over. And those instincts are different for every clan,
so
to a degree.
if we're to get through tonight, I need to not be angry until we leave.
As long as you keep your hunger in check,
Just don't
you'll be
be-
fine. So if you don't
Just
feel
don't be
really
angry.
hungry, you should be alright.
I'm only a
Hunger,
little.
hunger is usually tied to, usually, not in all cases, but in the most common case is hunger.
Speaking of,
only
how
a
you
guy.
doing?
As we pull
Um,
up towards the Elysium, the doctor kind of interrupts. And where are we going now? There are others that's the predator, and you are the prey. So stay low and don't become
In that
food.
lowest cast.
Make like a deer, stay in the brambles. Got it.
Rewind back to when we left. Isaac, stop. Look, do you want AM or PM?
AM or FM?
That's what I.
I'll go with FM.
Okay, can you read?
Of course, Xavier.
Okay, do you see the button that says FM?
Yes.
Push it. While I'm driving.
He pushes the button and then starts
Oh.
turning the volume knob.
Yeah, that's. Can you read?
So it'd be fair to say that Isaac, of anyone's going to know how to use a radio.
It's true. True.
Well, only
So
if
if
there's
he's just
knobs.
fucking with me, if he's just fucking
By
with
the
me,
way-
Xavier,
Nah,
don't talk to him like
I
a
guess-
child.
Yeah, I guess the question is this like one of those fancy, like, new radios, or is this, like, has the knobs and
It's
stuff?
not full
Because some of those
screen,
new radios
yeah,
don't have knobs.
It is. It has the screen that shows you what you're doing, but it's still buttons.
And
for
probably
AM,
scan
FM.
buttons.
Yeah, it has.
So-
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not
buttons and
buttons.
seek and scan. Yeah.
While Xavier and Isaac are having this conversation, I figured that like our cars are either front or behind. It doesn't really matter which way. But like midway through the conversation, you just see Amon's car jerk a little bit from it when he like snaps backwards to look into the back of the car.
What's wrong?
Xavier doesn't even. Yeah.
Yeah, so Isaac would be able to navigate the knobs just fine. He'd probably
Okay.
looking through looking for a poker station.
Isaac knows his way around a knob. Got it.
Luckily, there's not much
Exactly.
polka on FM stations. Wait, do they have AM and FM in Britain?
Yes.
AM and FM? Okay.
Xavier
Okay.
wouldn't say anything. It doesn't matter what he puts on the radio. He'll stay quiet.
As long as it's not baby metal.
Oh
No,
my
even
god!
if it's just
Right,
something when
so-
his car started up. That's not what's playing.
In order to avoid having a
Nice.
30-minute long conversation about the fucking radio station,
We can make it entertaining. Damn it!
after the short drive, the short
Character
drive to Elysium, the coven of undead kindred park up near Carfax Tower, exit the vehicle, and approach the old tower. A member of the crowd, extremely generic and faceless in his appearance, approaches each member and disarms them of their weapons. They enter into the tower, ensure no kind are watching, as the group open the secret entrance into Elysium. They make their way down the iron-wrought staircase and enter into Elysium proper. They enter the floor of the safe haven and can see Max of the Nosferatu clan at the head of one of the tables, talking with other members of her kin. Lorvan sits at a table by himself, with shadows surrounding him. He looks slightly disgusted at the Nosferatu every so often. Pandora has her usual booth, steeped in crimson light that contrasts with her black bodice and long flowing silk skirt. One of the constable's deputy, Thorns, watches over the entire scene.
Xavier gives Lord Van a dirty look when he sees him give the shoot those looks over to the Nosferatu.
It's a lore van. He shoots those looks to everyone.
Yeah, and so does Xavier.
Truth.
You're outside. I'll be right back.
I thought that was how he was interacting with Lorvan.
I think when Isaac would get into Elysium, the first place he would go is to the bar. He wants a drink.
Okay.
Just regular vitae, but he's quite hungry.
You can slake one
because-
hunger.
Because Aman has been in this situation before, he'll at the moment at this moment in time, I'm gonna keep an eye on Rikki and kind of keep an eye on her, stay in her general area, make sure that I'm around her, and just in case anything.
I catch Amon's body language. I hold a hand out to Rikki for her to take mine as we walk in.
Rikki lets out a very quiet breath and takes Cedra's hand. Same time, she's kind of glanced and seen that Isaac has gotten something to drink, and looks like she might want to do the same, but is keeping her mouth very, very shut.
You can get a drink in a minute. Okay.
Upon seeing Rikki, Thorn will begin to clench his fist around his massive fuck-off sword, and you can just see Pandora shake her head and go like that to him.
Cedar, you just hear Aman whisper, go, "Oh man, I gotta get me one of those."
I personally fucking allow with a sword and Elysium.
So what are the rest of you
Rikki-
smugs doing?
I have no weapons, so I'm just going to say I have no weapons. I'm not going to go off half-cocked in here, so...
No, none of us have weapons. They're all at the door.
Not as I'm going through the door.
Isaac, Dr. Boyer?
I think after Isaac's done with his glass of vitae, I think he'd stay there at the bar and finish it because he's quite hungry. He'd go ahead and get 2 more glasses and then walk over towards the rest of the coterie. Cedra, Haman, anyone want a drink?
Oh, Isaac, thank you. I wouldn't mind one.
Isaac would hand one glass to Haman.
Let's talk to
Anyone
Pandora
else?
first, because a lot of times she offers.
I know,
And
but
it's
then we
polite
have-
to accept her
Okay.
offer.
Okay.
Rikki glances
My
sharply at the
apologies.
blood and then back to Cedra, and then just very quietly nods and makes a point of not looking at the blood at the moment.
You'll get some in a second.
reach,
It's okay.
Aman's like reaching out to the glass, not fully grasping it. But then Stu just says that and he's like, fine, okay.
Okay, so I guess
Pandora
Isaac
always
went,
offers, and it's polite to accept.
I know, but I'm really hungry. In real life too.
What's your hunger level?
4.
I need you to do a frenzy check for me, please, at difficulty 2.
Cool. Fuck. Okay. I need
Because
a stat
Isaac
RP.
decided to have a drink in front of you.
That's fair.
Thanks,
That's fair.
Isaac.
well, he didn't drink in front of him. He just dangled it in front of
Friends
his
check
face.
in Elysium. Aman's gonna die.
God.
He's not gonna die.
Your beast
Don't
wells
make
up
me
inside
defend
of
you.
you at the sight of blood, hearing yourself, craving it, whispering in your ear how much you want to drink, but you manage to subsume the beast enough to keep control of yourself. Very luckily for
If
yourself
Aman was-
and your coterie.
If Aman wasn't wearing a mask, you would just see him doing that like cartoony, like wildly licking his lips type thing.
So what are you all doing?
Are we
I
going
walk
to talk
up to
Pandora
Pandora's
first?
table
I walk up a seat.
and nod. Yeah, we
Okay.
should talk to Pandora.
You'll notice that Pandora is still wearing the earrings that she was gifted, as well as the pocket watch that Armand gifted her. She stands up, greets you, and beckons you to take a seat.
Amon bows and takes his seat.
Before Cedra takes a seat, she motions to Rikki and says, "Do you mind if she joins us?"
Yes, she can join us. I thought that this would be the conversation of the night.
Thank you. And Cedra takes a seat.
Everyone else
Rikki
sitting
very-
down too?
Yeah, Xavier sits down normally, like just walks up and sits down.
I
Rhapsody
kind
bows
of see
and-
Xavier picking up a chair, turning around backwards, and sitting down on it.
He's not
The
that
Rikki maneuver.
disrespectful in here. 9 months ago, yes, not anymore. He just pulls it out and sits down
Same,
at this
yeah.
point. Yeah. You bowed. Shut
I
up.
think I did do that at Elysium one time.
Rikki very quietly bows, says sorry for intruding, and just slides in quietly next to Cedra.
Dr. Boyer?
At this point, the doctor finally gets down the spiral stair and hobbles over to the kind of take a look around and see who's there. And all
We
right,
need to stop forgetting about the fact
He
that
doesn't
we're
have his
still
cane,
alive.
right?
yeah, I do have a spare cane now since I kind of
Oh, you do.
changed. I do change with a proper cane, but still I'm slow down that spiral stairs because it's horrible
That's
for yeah. So
Dr. Boyer, would you like
um,
us to have a lift installed for you?
well,
Or a
he
pole?
kind of he actually snorts a bit at that kind of uh, don't do that all that work for me. Just leave it as it is. It will just take some more time, and
In jest,
It's great
Cedra
to
says, "Yeah, this place wouldn't pass the Americans with Disabilities Act."
so it's great to see you, Pandora.
Likewise,
I'll
Doctor,
sit down.
please. Take a seat.
I'll
Isaac?
sit down.
Isaac would politely nod, and then he would take a seat.
And last but not least, Rhapsody.
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Address your kind, please.
I bowed and sat down.
Rhapsody, a pleasure.
Pleasure to see you as well.
Would anyone care for a drink?
If we all may.
I would
would
love a
definitely
drink,
enjoy
and I
that.
believe our friend here would as well.
Very well. She spins her finger. Moments later, a kindred walks over with a silver platter, various glasses, hands each one of you a glass filled with vitae. You may all slake one hunger.
Cedra says to Rikki, "It's okay to say thank you."
Rikki nods and turns to Pandora, says very quietly and simply, "Thank you very much, ma'am," and turns to enjoy her drink.
You're welcome. So,
I slide my glass over to Armon.
Oh, doctor, thank you.
I am full. Thank you.
And I take it.
So I see you bring this lost stray into Elysium. I thought you may want to keep it as a pet. As such, I've arranged a meeting with you and the prince. It will be much easier for you to operate in Camarilla territory with the prince's permission. Without it, your new
Wait.
friend here will be hounded by the constable, or worse.
We had a choice not to, though?
Of course.
Eh,
Yeah.
It depends on how much you like fighting the sheriff and the constable and his deputies, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Okay, cool. So we didn't. Got it.
Well,
I was just saying, like, if I didn't want to keep it around, I couldn't have.
there are consequences to your actions.
Always. Just like now.
Of course. It's how we managed to keep order for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, the prince will be expecting you tonight. I expect you to visit her as soon as we're done here.
Fuck.
Understood. And Cedar kind of just taps Rikki on the leg. Like, it's okay.
She's not the fucking only one that's like, son of a bitch.
Rhapsody's just sort of giggling over here, seeing that Xavier is not doing so well with that. Not with that news.
Rhapsody,
Better
my
hope he
dear.
doesn't remember that.
How are you finding your integration into this coterie?
There's certainly a handful, let's say, but yeah, it's been fun so far.
They are
Enjoy.
quite boisterous, but they have their uses.
So the fuck? Is that why she's with us? Is the tattle?
Thank you
She
for
your
the
pet?
compliment.
You'll find that within the Camarilla, Xavier, everyone is willing to, how did you put it, tattle on others to gain a foothold? As if it's
Yeah,
no
until-
different in the Anarchs.
Sure.
You style yourselves as different, but you have a baron, do you not?
We're supposed to.
So the rumors are true.
As far as I know. Of course. Just like her, I don't go around seeing their clans. So it could be somewhere I'm not supposed to fucking know about it. I don't know.
Interesting.
What rumors?
The rumors, my dear, that the baron has been missing for quite some time.
There's also rumors that the Keeper of Elysium has been taken by the Camarilla.
You can see he is not held here against his will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
And
I can see. I don't see a lot, Pandora. On purpose.
of course, you are an outsider.
Okay. So your statement to me just now was moot and point. You're just saying it to fluff. I get it. I'm kept in the dark for a reason. Sure, we don't see him being kept against his will here. My point was, rumors are rumors.
Rumors are knowledge. Knowledge is currency. So, it has been quite an interesting turn of events lately.
Agreed.
How
That's
did you
what
come
you
across?
wanted to call it.
How did you come across
Quite
the?
shocking.
How did you come across the body?
Doctor, you said you had some sort of premonition, correct?
I had the gut feeling.
I see. What do you believe you've discovered from the site? Don't all flood me at once with your answers.
I told you on the phone what the fuck we found. What
I
more do
wasn't
you
there.
want?
You told me all
Ashes.
the details?
Let's start there. We found ashes. What the fuck do ashes mean? Because the first time you sent us somewhere, we found ash. Since then, we haven't found ash.
Ashes can be the remains of a very old kindred, or the result of being exposed to sunlight, or possibly even true fate.
Okay.
Well, we also found chunks of or giblets, or what have you, as well.
Of
Remnants.
desanguinated
I think
flesh.
Interesting. These were not found at previous Ripper sites. Do you believe you interrupted the murder in progress?
No, I
No
don't
one-
believe so. We appeared to get the fact. His we did find a exsanguinated rat there, and I believe, correct me if I'm not mistaken, but there was two piles of ashes, right? One was more of a blackened ash, and the other looked normal. Or am I mistaken with that?
Could someone
think you're
confirm this,
mistaken.
please? I thought it was only the one pile of ash.
as far as I understood, it was the one pile too.
We'll call this a mistake from your mortal
I
days,
thought there
shall
was
we, young man?
ash and pieces, but I wasn't there.
I mean, I
It
would
was
like to
definitely
remind you
giblets,
too.
yes.
Normally when we're sent to these sites, you all clean them up, and we're there to sniff around, washed off concrete.
Yes,
So,
usually because it's an Nosferatu that inform us of a murder.
So coming up on this now to be like, yeah, that doesn't seem like the other times. Yeah, sure. We have no idea. We don't see that stuff.
You've done more
Well-
investigation into the Ripper than anyone.
I mean, we do
Um,
normally get the scenes after they've been cleaned.
Yeah.
We have to
but-
contain the sites themselves because they are a masquerade breach. I'm sure even you can appreciate that, Xavier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. That's not my point. Asking us our opinions on specifics is a little bit. We can't have those opinions because we don't see a lot. So sure,
Um,
yeah, it looks completely different than the other times. You're exactly right.
If I'm remembering correctly from the site, we found a bunch of things identifying that the victim was Chuckles, from personal business cards to other things. His pet rat, of course. We also found the pile of ash, and then also some similar bits of flesh and guts, like a typical Ripper scene. So it was a bit of a mixed bag. Now, forgive me because of my lack of knowledge, Pandora, but if it was one victim, is there a way that you could get both ash and bits of flesh and organs? If the
Potentially.
victim was kindred.
Good question.
If the victim was disemboweled or tortured or otherwise mutilated before he was given final death, yes.
Okay.
It distresses me that he went so far as to kill Yorick. We could have used the rat for our own
Yorick.
advantages.
That's
That-
the rat's name. York.
That's another thing that confuses us
Knew him
because
well.
for one, I don't know if anybody else has had a pet like Chuckles did, but yeah, it killed his pet.
Indeed.
Isaac found it.
That shows knowledge of kindred operations. If he'd have let the pet live, we might have been able to extract information from it.
So it's like he knew.
Indeed.
Or
Well,
she.
to me, it sounds like Chuckles may have been interrogated, probably, and then left immobilized for final death upon maybe a morning sunrise or whatnot. Who knows?
Or don't get me wrong here, but because we're not supposed to trust anybody, maybe the rat was alive when Isaac found it. And he thought it was dead.
Is that possible?
I'm quite sure the quite sure the rat was dead when I found it. It was not warm at all. It was quite cold.
I would think if anyone knows death, it would be Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see him fiddle with my fucking radio. He forgets stuff.
No, I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Like confusing two piles of ashes for one.
I apologize for that, but trust me, it was dead when I found it. It was not alive.
So then, yeah, I guess that's
They
an
killed
MO
that
for
rat.
recruiting.
This site
Would
does
they
seem
be-
particularly different. Sorry, Rhapsody, please continue.
Would they have been old enough that just killing them would have resulted in the pile of ash while having tortured them and tried to get information for it first?
Chuckles was certainly old enough to be turned into ashes. I also highly
Why
doubt
wait
that a
for
pile
some
of ash would
to
stay
life?
in one pile after a day.
True.
What she said though was if he had been torn apart before he died, the parts torn off of him wouldn't have turned into ash.
That's
Right.
correct.
So if this is a
Pandora?
Ripper murder, it's getting more thought out and methodical than it might have been before.
Or you found the site earlier.
True.
Pandora, what do you know of the cult of Mithras?
I know it exists. I know it's been weakened. They've not
We're
really caused
finding
trouble.
evidence that the victims might be cult members. Do you know if Chuckles had anything to do with the cult of Mithras?
If he was a member, he wouldn't share such information so freely, especially a Nosferatu. However, that is an interesting link. With the fall of Mithras, people have been able to encroach on his territory, and he made many enemies outside of the United Kingdom.
Remember Kalo?
This maybe could be a Second Inquisition thing?
Would the Second Inquisition leave these remnants? Would they show such brutality?
No, I don't think they would.
Prove a point, maybe.
But that would also go against what they believe. Strange as it may seem, the masquerade is as important to them as it is to us.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not trying to cause mass hysteria.
Perhaps the Ripper is one of Mithras's old enemies.
Well, that should
Trying
level the
to-
list down to a few hundred then,
You can
including
see
a
what
good
we've been
doctor
dealing
here.
with lately.
But still, it's an interesting thought. If Chuckles has a rival inside the Nosferatu clan or an old enemy
It's
hanging
not something
around.
that can be ruled out. However, as far as I understand, the Nosferatu are quite close as a clan. They even maintain contact with their Anarch cousins. Chuckles'
Pandora.
first priority was the safety of the clan. Yes, Xavier.
Remember Kalo?
Which one was Kalo?
You took off a
Oh,
week.
come
for
on, you
Kalo.
remember Kalo.
Remind me.
The crazy one. The Malkavian that loved fish.
Yes. Yes, I do recall.
He knew who the Ripper was. In fact, he didn't only know, he knew that he was supposed to go somewhere and die. So he went there and wrote us a note and then said, "Oh, I hear something. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I was supposed to tell you," and then blood splatter.
That does
Oh,
sound
no,
like
yeah,
Malkavians,
after he
yes.
died.
Is there a way to contact him, or do they work in such fucking ways because of, how Malkavians are, where they are one?
The first question you must ask is if he was being genuine or pulling a prank.
I hate it when
Okay,
she's
then-
right.
Then my next question. We know Kalo's dumb enough to do that in werewolf territory.
Chuckles.
Why was Chuckles where he was by himself? Was he set up?
That's true. Why was Chuckles out of the sewers?
And if he was set up,
Mhm.
why did the Nosferatu not know about it? Of all the people to be in a spot, right time,
Out in the open.
bad place.
Had
Yeah.
it been any other kindred, I might have said he was out hunting. Or perhaps he was just moving from point A to point B. But with the Nosferatu, he could have been doing so much more. Gathering information, spying, trying to expand operations.
Yeah, I
He was-
assume that while Harry travels underground, he does kind of linger around the bar a lot, and that's not always underground. He's just in the shadows.
I'm sorry. When's the last time you
What's
saw Harry at the
to
bar?
Yeah,
just saying that
exactly.
when-
Maybe we should talk to Harry. Does he know?
I've
I'm
talked to
sorry, what's a
Harry.
Harry?
Harry is my friend that's Nosferatu.
I see.
They know. They're well aware of what's going on.
I'm just bringing up the fact that Pandora has a point in which we've seen Harry do similar things. Like he fast traveled through the sewer, but he didn't do all his traveling through the sewer.
We don't know that.
But it's safe to ask the
Harry's-
question on whether he was routinely out of the sewers and protection, or whether if he was drawn out for some reason.
Well,
It's
he
a
was.
valid question.
Chuckle's body was found near a waterway. There's bound to be an oubliette there, or a sewer connection. Only the
Okay.
Nosferatu are aware of the oubliettes around Oxford.
Exactly. So he pops out at a spot that only the Nosferatu knows about and is pounced immediately. So somebody was tracking him or set him up.
If indeed somebody
Both
was
of
tracking a
which-
Nosferatu, and the Nosferatu
Both
primogen
of
at
which
that,
sound very suspicious.
I tend to agree.
Hmm.
I think she would be the first person to ask, and I point at Maxine.
You believe you could acquire Nosferatu secrets from the Nosferatu themselves?
I did not say I would ask them. I was just saying that she might be the first person to ask. I mean, if you're telling me to, maybe. I would rather
Am I the
not.
one who has been charged with investigating the Ripper, or was that your coterie?
Okay, we get the point. We'll ask Maxine.
If I were you, I would wait until she's at least had her meeting, which won't be the
Can
end of
you let-
tonight.
Thank you for the input.
Can you let your keeper know not to chase her off? I see Lorvan giving her shit eyes.
Lorvan is no keeper of Elysium.
I didn't
He
say
merely
Elysium.
finds their presence here unappealing. I would
Yes,
also
it's
prefer not to
Lorvan.
speak
Who
with
doesn't
Lorvan.
he find unappealing?
Nobody
Other
wants to speak
Sombra.
to Lorvan. They're all assholes.
Yes.
Everyone's ass.
And that's coming from a Bruja!
I mean,
Sit there.
Lorvan seemed decent enough when I spoke with him. Although
He didn't put
maybe
you in a
bit
hole
terse.
for weeks on end, did he, Isaac?
That
Wait.
is true. My
he put you in a
apologies,
hole?
Pandora.
Yes.
Wait, Lorvan was the one that punished you?
Little Sombra are all the same. They don't act alone.
Wait, but how does he decide? Wait. So he is your keeper.
But he was the one that fucking said that
Or
you
he
were-
was tasked by the prince to determine what her punishment would be.
Or
Which
the
makes me like
Seneschal.
him no more at all.
No, of course.
Yeah, because when he took over for Pandora, he made it sound like he wasn't involved.
Pandora, who took your arm?
I try not to even think about that anymore. I
Was
loved
it
that
Lorvan?
watch. It was not Lorvan, no. The Seneschal had
Well,
others
no,
to do
what's
his
right?
dirty work for him.
So the Seneschal.
Oh, it's the Seneschal. Not
course.
surprised. He's on our shit list too.
Good.
You all have a big shit list, don't you?
You can leave. You are more
No,
welcome
mostly
to
just
walk the
with
fuck
soundboard.
away.
Don't worry, Rhapsody. One day yours will be as long as mine.
Yeah, I realize.
Rhapsody, I'd like to put it this way. I protect everyone in our coterie. And the person that protects our coterie is Pandora. So if anyone fucks with Pandora, I have an
They're
issue
fucking with us.
Exactly.
I snap point
Yeah, I realize
at
this.
Cedra. Like, I don't even say
Well-
anything. I just snap point at Cedra in agreement.
I mean, to be fair, he was on our shit list before we knew that, though. So it's not like he's on our shit list
Yeah,
because
that's
he
true.
fucked with
Yeah,
Pandora.
it's just another check.
Yeah.
Would you like another
Mhm.
drink?
How many is it now?
And you
10?
know, you,
Who are you asking?
I am
Would you-
fine at that.
Amon?
Any of you like another drink?
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
sure
fine.
Amon would love another drink.
I'll take one, sure.
Just one?
Yeah,
Very well.
sure.
it'll be
I'm
my
still
third
full.
tonight.
Cedra
Thank
says
you.
to Rikki, like, just kind of whispers, "How you doing, honey? Do you need another drink? Are you okay?" Rikki?
Is she there?
Ah, damn. Sorry, I forgot I did that because fireworks.
Do you need another drink?
No, I'm all right. I fed earlier in the week, so I wasn't very hungry.
Okay, good.
Just 2 drinks then.
Yeah, you know, for the
You are-
Bruja that are not both the same. Asshole, not asshole. And I give a look over to Rhapsody.
She gestures at the bar. The kindred walks over with 3 drinks, places one in front of Armon and one in front of Isaac, and one in a very specific, elegant, complex silver chalice for Pandora.
I do like a little head bow before picking it up and starting to sip on it.
Isaac nods and takes the drink.
And you may both slake one hunger.
Guess who's back down to normal, baby?
Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Yes.
Cedra, I hope you have a lovely night and take care. The rest of you now fuck off.
And Pandora, if you don't mind, I really enjoyed that gift that you sent me, but I couldn't keep it for just myself, so it's gorgeously decorating our coterie domain at the moment.
I believe it fully encapsulated your missing coterie member.
It does.
You're not wrong.
Also, Pandora, if I may,
Yes, Xavier.
where are we fucking off to? Because we're supposed to go see the prince.
Where do you
With
think
you.
the prince would be?
You said you're okay. And he'll stand up and walk away.
Just go to her haven.
I actually, as I get up and I bow, I'll pick up mine and probably like Ricky's dirty glass and take them to the bar before leaving.
Rikki slips out to let Cedra out, bows very simply to Pandora, and says again, "Thank you very much for the meal, ma'am," and falls back to walk behind Cedra.
You get a nod.
Rhapsody
Cedra
would
gets a
pick
little
a lot.
wave.
Rhapsody would pick up some of the dirty glasses and move them back to the bar and give a wave.
And you get a nod back.
Isaac would nod and give a polite bow. If there's any glasses left, he'll pick some up, but if not, he'll probably just pull out his handkerchief, maybe himself off a little bit, and leave.
Somebody picked up Xavier's glass. It was still sitting there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone picked up Cedra's glass too at this point.
Yeah.
But Cedra appreciated not being told to be fucked off.
As you all leave, you can probably just about hear Pandora say, I've trained them so well.
See, Cedra's pretty good usually about picking up her glass when Pandora's being nice, so and she was being very nice, so I'm just like, well, Rikki doesn't know the etiquette yet, so I'll take hers.
And but
Yeah,
I
but when,
take it.
when Pandora's not being nice, Cedar doesn't pick up her glass. But this time,
I know.
if her glass wasn't picked up, she'd be.
Dr. Bowie, I take it, is hobbling slowly to the exit.
After a polite nod, of course.
You get a smile
Because
and a
he
nod.
offered, because you offered him a drink, Amon comes over and helps you walk to the door. Because
Well-
that was very uncharacteristic of the doctor, in my eyes.
While we wait for Dr. Bowie to hobble to the exit, we'll take a break. Hi, Kemi. I love you.
Hi,
I'm
Kimmy.
sorry.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. The Coterie have left Elysium, and they're walking their way over to the Prince's domain. That's probably really fucking loud.
It was really wrong.
Was there music? No.
There
It's
we
just
go.
background noise.
I know it's just raining, like it always is in Oxford.
That's wind.
I
That's
can't
okay,
hear
It's
that.
windy, like it always is in Oxford.
And that is actual Oxford ambience.
My foot stands.
While we're walking, I think Isaac
Let me s-
wants to
The
try to
Coterie
heal some. Oh, sorry.
The Coterie begin to approach the Prince's Haven within the Bodleian Library. They're currently walking around the royal hunting grounds. As they walk into the area, through the stone path and iron railings, they are surrounded by ancient buildings with stone gargoyle faces around their roofs. Before they turn a corner and walk near the haven itself, they stop for a moment and gather to talk about how best to present the situation and explain it to Rikki.
Oh, you don't know about the prince.
Someone did explain that it's not one of the royals.
No, but she could kill you.
I did
Thank
explain
you.
that to her.
That much I understood.
The prince the most powerful vampire in the Camarilla in this place. And the one that makes the rules.
If there's
course,
one
with the
person
help.
you need to impress, especially being a Haedif gangrel,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the prince.
Yep.
I'm guessing from what you told me before, gangrel aren't looked highly upon, are they?
Not in
You're,
the Camarilla, no.
you're
It's not
anarch.
really yeah, it's not because of you being gangrel, it's because you being of a of an anarch clan, and also you have no sire, so you're Caitiff.
Wait,
So
is
it's
that
kind
what
of a
that
double
word that
whammy.
you keep saying that you told me not to say actually means?
Which word?
Caitiff.
That one. You told me not to say that.
Yeah, it means you have no sire. Yes.
Let's do this. You don't say anything unless the prince asks you a question. If it warrants a response, you say it. If she says a word and calls you a thing, just agree with it for now. And if it makes
Even
you
if
feel
you
any
find it
better,
offensive.
if it makes you feel any better, she has some disdain against Amon. Doesn't matter if he's Camarilla or not. Our clans have been fighting each other for years. So that means she really
gave her-
hates me.
But I gave her a cool sword.
I look at Amon. You know that doesn't fucking matter.
I know.
So it's not all bad, and we're here to back you up. After the way you treated Pandora, I think you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So more of
Cedar
that.
reaches over and squeezes her hand again. We've got you.
Understood.
Coterie begin their way again. Round the corners, through the tourist attraction, and stand outside Bodleian Library. They see Shabana already on the door.
Cedra nods deeply to Shabana.
You
I
get a
do
small
it
nod
at
back.
the same time. I do it right after Cedra does.
I'll follow.
Shabana
Rikki
opens the
felt-
door and gestures you in.
Cedra nods again as she passes.
Xavier winks when he passes.
She does absolutely
Nope.
nothing.
Thank
Nope,
you.
he just winks and keeps walking. He doesn't even stop to look at her.
Okay. She just stands there, blank
Isaac gives a
faced.
slight nod, continues.
I knew she would say it.
Rikki bows a bit lower than she saw the others doing so and then quietly shuffles.
Good.
5 minutes later, Dr. Bowier hobbles past.
I don't. I just barely move my head, kind of acknowledging Shabana.
And as Dr. Bowier is presumably the last in, she will shut the door behind them and take up the rear position, following them up the stairs into the prince's waiting room. She moves herself into the centre of the room and stands there, looking menacingly over the entire coterie. Anything you wish to discuss?
Cedra bows deeply.
You get a slight nod back. She gestures you to seats.
Are we the only one? I'm asking. Are we the only ones in here with her?
Right
Other
now,
than
yes.
Did Shabana follow us up? Okay.
Just you and Shabana in this waiting room type thing.
So
I'll go
Shabana,
sit.
Guess you
just gauging the buttons I could push.
Rikki bows until she's completely bent at the waist and then quietly shuffles over beside Cedra, just sitting with her hands in her lap and her head bowed, just staring at the floor for now.
Anything you wish to discuss amongst yourselves at this point? Very well. The door to the prince's office opens. The
Oh, I
seneschal
thought we were
walks
gonna
out,
Oh,
walks past you all,
Fuck, the seneschal?
doesn't even look at you, and exits our
Good.
waiting room. Shabana then raises one of her arms and gestures for you to all enter into the room. Who's going in?
Isaac would stand and he would
Cedra-
proceed into the room.
Holds Ricky's hand again and enters first into the room.
Xavier
I would
gives like
follow.
kind of a really look to Cedra.
If we don't protect her, we die.
All proceeding in then?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And as usual, Dr. Bowier being last, Shabana follows him, closes the door behind them, walks into the office. She moves to the side of the prince. The prince doesn't get up to look at you, and Shabana merely gestures for you to take a seat in front of her desk.
Even though the prince isn't looking, Cedra still bows before she takes a seat.
Mm-hmm. I don't even hesitate. I kind of do the same.
Ripsy would take a bow and then take a seat.
Rikki
Isaac
makes
would give a respectful head nod and sit.
Rikki makes an equally low bow as she did before in the waiting room and then takes her spot by Cedra.
The doctor also bows respectfully and sits down.
Xavier stands behind his chair. Hands on the chair, though, not like in his pockets. They're visible. Make that very clear.
Shabana turns to the prince, as if asking, "Would you like me to do anything with this peasant?"
So you have gained some members, lost some. Would you care to introduce these new people to me?
You mean one or two?
You met Isaac, right?
He was here at the ball last
Yes.
time.
So it's
What about
Rhapsody.
Rikki or Rhapsody?
No. It's a new
That's-
face to me.
To you, that's crazy because Pandora gave her to us.
Yeah, I was under the impression that Rhapsody was already well established in town.
Mm-hmm.
Rhapsody.
Toreador
Yes.
clan?
Yes.
Known to me, but not personally yet.
No, I believe this is our first meeting.
Cedric kind of gives Rhapsody the side eye.
Xavier speaks up. This is where you introduce yourself.
My name is Rhapsody. I'm of Clan Toreador. It's a pleasure to meet you. Finally.
I can't say the pleasure is mine, but you are part of their clan now. So you are welcomed in my court as long as you follow the rules.
As I will.
And this other member?
I look at
This
Cedric.
is Rikki. I kind of she is fresh
She seems to be an orphan.
born, an orphan.
And who
To
is
be
its sire? Where did it come from?
She seems to have a very spotty recollection of how she was sired and how she was embraced. It obviously was not at your bequest.
And I assume you bring her before me for a reason.
She was first discovered at our Coterie domain, having been embraced for only maybe a week or two and not really understanding the masquerade and whatnot. So we did our best to inform her on the masquerade and also the somewhat hierarchy of the Camarilla and the rest of kindred kind.
That's my child.
So you've taken on the responsibility of this new member of yours to be part of your clan and your coterie?
She was kind of dropped on our doorstep, and it appears that we felt the responsibility for her welfare.
You know everything that comes with the responsibility of taking this one on, correct?
Cedric kind of looks at
I've-
Amon, but waits for someone else to answer.
As I don't, before Cedra even finishes turning her head, Amon will go, "I very much do, yes."
Her successes as well as her failures are yours, and you will answer for them. As long as you understand that. Does she even want to be part of your clan? Does she want to be accepted into this coterie at this time?
Cedra looks at Rikki.
Rikki looks up silently, looking between the prince and Cedra for permission to speak.
I did
Rikki
ask
bowed.
you a question. You may answer.
Apologies for not speaking up quickly, ma'am. Yes, I would like to be under their care. Rikki will respond and then turn her eyes downward again.
Do you understand everything that comes with being part of this coterie? The rules you have to follow to be in my territory, in their territory?
Do not allow anyone to know I am a kindred. Do not use any power, any influence, anything that might give us away. They told me this was called the Masquerade, and I've been putting a great deal of thought into it.
There's no thought to this. This is of utmost importance. You must follow this upon the pain of death, and it will be painful if you break this.
Yes, ma'am.
And you will call me Your Grace from now on. I will allow
Yes,
that
Your
breach
Grace.
to go by.
I apologize.
But this once.
Yes, Your Grace.
And you know the traditions you must also abide by while you're in Camarilla territory? And if not, they will let you know. You are their responsibility now. I have no time, but I will also not let you breach anything that would endanger any of us.
Understood, Your Grace.
This is to all of you, not just her.
Yes, Your Grace.
We
Yes,
will
yes,
teach
Your
her the
Grace.
traditions.
And you have come before me for a reason.
We believe it is in the utmost interest and respect for your gracefulness to introduce you into someone new that we may be bringing into the coterie.
Anyone new in my territory has to be presented to me. That is correct.
And that's exactly what we are attempting to do.
Now, to this Ripper business. Is it moving along?
Your Primogen is dead.
Not a care to
sorry.
me.
Okay.
The only thing that matters is I've been cleaning up, what would you call it? The lack of information coming from their network. Just a temporary inconvenience. Otherwise, it is the Nosferatu themselves that have to choose a new Primogen. That is not my responsibility.
I mean, certainly you care who they choose.
I may care. Do I have a say? That is not under my rule this time. Nosferatu are the ones that decide on who is their new Primogen. After that, we go from there.
But it's certainly not something that we have any involvement with.
I would hope not.
But we do realize that the passing of a Primogen is something serious. And how serious this Ripper case is.
And the sooner it gets solved, the better.
With all due respect, it would be nice if we're tasked for investigating these, that we had some sort of access to whatever the Nosferatu is getting to before we get there. it seems that most of these sites we get to are cleaned up before we get there, and there's hardly any evidence. It's kind of hard to investigate nothing.
Without a primogen, they are temporarily in some disorganized mess. Shortage of chaos at this point.
So we will most likely be getting to the scenes before they do in the near future.
Very possible. I do believe you're probably finding as much evidence as there is. If there isn't any evidence, then most likely there's not much to find.
I nudge Cedra.
What?
I just look at you. Should I just say it out loud? You were in those meetings.
I wasn't at that last scene. Do you mean Mithras?
Yeah, you know, the people Kayla was a part of.
That
So,
name,
my dear prince,
that name will never be mentioned in my presence again. We do not speak that name here.
Which one? Number
I
2,
see.
Kalo?
I care not for
Mithras.
him.
I say to Xavier, pretending to be low enough that the prince doesn't hear. She doesn't really want to know what we found out.
Where do you go from here?
We will continue to investigate.
Did you ever answer my question about whatever happened to her sire?
Her recollection, she seemed to have blacked out during her embrace.
Charisma, subterfuge. Difficulty 4, please.
Ugh. This is so good.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it's a good thing.
Dancing in my
Rikki
chair,
that-
I'm having so much fun.
That's about
As
as
good as I
many
can roll.
successes as you can get. The prince knows that you're lying through your teeth.
Not lying, I'm just interpreting the truth.
Yeah, to be fair, Caesar wasn't there.
So it was a lie.
But we did.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
I said everything I knew.
That's not true either.
No.
Yeah, we did.
It's
tell
not
you.
wrong.
No, but it's not
Shit.
true, and you just lied to the prince,
Wrong.
and you failed the roll.
It's not
She may not
lie, it's
know.
withholding the truth. It's different.
She may not know, but what about the rest of you?
to clarify, we found this young kindred quite hungry in our domain. It would
We-
appear that her and her sire may. She has scattered memories and possibly blacked out, but I believe her and her sire had some sort of relation. I do not know. I haven't seen the sire myself, so what can be
From
assumed?
from the context given to us by her, we can only assume that in a beast-filled rage, she may have granted him final death.
But you don't know if he or she is dead or alive.
We have not been able to confirm that.
Charisma
None of these
subterfuge.
memories
Yeah.
have been coming back.
Difficulty 4.
That's why I didn't say anything.
Wait, we have confirmed that he's dead?
She
I
told
didn't think
yes.
we found a body.
It
My
was
bad.
the dead body, yeah. I'm like skating on the line of like the prince probably doesn't care, but also I don't want all of us to just straight up die all of a sudden because we went, yeah, she killed him. We found his body in our bar.
Rikki, at this point, is just kind of has her fist clenched and her biting her tongue and is staring
You
at
can
her.
reroll one.
Oh crap! Ignore the second reroll. I'm gonna do a willpower reroll on the first roll. The 0, 3, 9, and 8.
So you're doing re-rolling 1 dice. Re-rolling 1 die.
This is going.
And you
great.
better hope for a success.
Yes. Oh, that's a crit. That's a crit.
No, it's not.
No, that's a 2.
No.
No. No.
You're looking at
That's
number of
a
successes.
That's a 2.
Yeah.
That's a.
You can burn another willpower if you want.
Yeah. I've got plenty willpower. May as well burn it, right?
He's not even Camarilla line to the prince. Oh god.
Cedra was not lying.
I-
She was just withholding skepticism.
Fucking roll 20.
I'm gonna burn another willpower. Yeah, I do not want to lie.
When you're trying to succeed against the prince, you might as well burn them all. Fuck, what the heck?
We could do this all
I kind
night.
of well, this
Hang
is
on,
happening,
Dr.
I kind
Bowie.
of,
We might be having a death.
Oh no.
Yeah, you need to
That's so funny.
conversation with his friend.
You re-rolling or are you sticking with it?
I've only got so many of these.
Like,
I'll-
Oh, there you go.
while this is happening, I
Power, I've
give
burned this
Rhapsody,
entire
the
game.
talker, a stink eye.
Amon has shat his pants.
did he
I
win?
seem to be smelling a lot of sweat coming off of your entire group at this time. I do believe you're telling me a kernel of truth, but not all of it. I warn you for the future. I may not go so easy the next time I think you're lying. Or not being truthful for me. As for
Shabbanos.
you,
My apologies.
And
Prince.
I look at Rikki. As for you, I have one last warning. It is forbidden to kill other Camarilla unless a blood hunt is called. And I'm the only one that can call one. And you better believe I will call one on any of you for breaking the masquerade. She is your responsibility. You will take her on, and it'll all fall on your heads if anything happens.
Shabana very subtly moves one of her hands onto the hilt of her blade as Prince is saying that.
He
You
looks
just hear
up
the
and
creak.
Xavier backs away from his.
Yes, likewise.
Rikki looks up very sharp.
Right.
Rikki looks up very, very sharply, very quickly replies, "Yes, Your Grace. Understood, Your Grace," and then bows her head again.
Now that we have all of that cleared up, you may leave as fast as you came in. Bring me better results next time.
Majesty stands and leaves.
Yep. Stand, bow, make my way out.
Cedra stands and bows, but leaves it to Rikki to leave first.
Rikki stands and bows next to Cedra, glances at the others, and then quietly turns and follows without looking back.
Xavier will cut Cedra off and walk behind Rikki.
Okay.
Bow and then follow them out.
Shabana is staying
Probably-
firmly by the prince's side.
Probably the last one to leave. Rise up, bow, and leave. No fuss.
The Coterie exit, find their way down the stairs, stand outside the Bodleian Library again. As they're leaving, they can see Shabana standing on the roofs in a sort of superhero pose, watching you all.
Before Cedra gets in Amon's car, she says to Xavier, "We need to talk as a coterie." And then
No
gets
shit.
the entire walk back to the car, Amon's got his like hood down, but he's wiping his mask, like the forehead of his mask off with the rain, as if he's like sweating, you know?
So where are you heading?
Let's
Can't
go
walk
back
away
to
from
the
here.
Go back
The
to the
Coterie
pub.
gave us to go.
Okay.
When we get there, though, don't rush in, Shiver. I want to do something.
Anything to talk about in the car?
Rikki is
Cedra
very.
Time.
There's probably silence.
You
Oh,
can't
we
hear
in
the
the
polka,
car
but
in the
you hear
same
the
order,
bass
or we
of
gotta
the
change?
polka in my car. Everybody's whole polka bass. So yeah.
What were you gonna say, Rikki?
So, do we need to run
Xavier,
now?
that was quite an intense.
No, we're not running, but we need to discuss things.
Yeah, we
that
can't
went
run
well.
either. We wouldn't have anywhere to run to.
We need everyone together to discuss.
Unfortunately,
That was quite an
As
intense
I-
conversation, wasn't it, Xavier?
He's
Yeah,
not in the
I'm
car.
kinda- No, we're in the car together, the two of us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just two of
Yeah,
them.
I'm kind of wondering why we were given that fucking Toreador if they can't fucking help us in situations like that. That'll be fixed, or they'll be fucking gone. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Just,
Isaac's like,
made a
"Whoa."
mistake there. It had slipped my mind.
I'm not blaming you, Isaac.
Rikki had told us.
Isaac,
I'm blaming
not-
myself, Xavier. I
No.
could have died.
Okay. Okay, so yes, this time and all the other times when you didn't have to lie but just try to fight, which you can't do. So, okay, so we've learned lessons here, yeah?
Yes, yes.
You meant
Remember
well.
better what me.
You meant well. I'm not blaming.
Thank you, Xavier. We can change the radio if you want.
He just Xavier will turn to you, smile, and then shake his head and just keep driving and leave it on the polka.
Real quick, I'm gonna cut
Out
back
of
to the
all
other
things Xavier's okay with, it's polka.
We bonded.
Oh, does that mean we can invite Isaac over to the Brew Shop Clubhouse?
You're not
It's
even
definitely
saying
polka.
I know. Anyway, no, I'm gonna cut back to the other car real quick because Rikki was kind of talking about her choices or whatever. I'm just gonna, without even taking my eyes off the road, I'm going to just say that as much as Xavier will disagree, because I understand his viewpoint, when the prince gives you a, let's say, second chance, like she just did, you either respect it or get hunted.
Ah,
I think we have a bigger issue than that.
I mean, yes, of course, but as someone that's been in Ricky's position, it's easier to rip the Band-Aid off fast.
Oh, yeah. Rikki, you did great. Good job. Let's get back to the domain.
when we get there, do you have a soundproofed room?
I think both Dolores and Mo will ignore anything that comes from the office.
Oh,
Good.
just for the record, we do have a quote unquote cellar. It might be under construction at the moment, but remember we did have a cellar where we kept beer and wine and
We do have
stuff.
yeah.
Meta.
Yeah,
Good.
because that's where we raised the ghost. So sure.
I may need a moment.
The drive continues on, in fairly awkward silence, apart from the sound of poker beats, just distantly in the night. The Coterie pull up in their haven, jump out of the cars, walk through the bar, and head straight into the office.
Cedra heads beeline to the office, probably the first one there.
Rhapsody would also walk straight to the office.
Actually, no. As we get out of the car, Xavier is going to walk over and corner Rhapsody. Go ahead. And just stare her dead in the eyes, but not. He'll put his arms up against the car.
Charisma, intimidation, contest roll. So each of you, please.
I kind of see this happen
Rhapsody,
as I. Sorry.
Rhapsody, resolve, and intimidation.
As I see this. Sorry.
Shiver, I'm going to use Daunt.
As this
Okey-dokey.
is happening, I'll probably notice it right before I enter the bar, and I just stop and I lean against the wall next to the door and just cross my arms to see what Xavier's doing.
What's your presence level?
That's just one.
Okay.
So
just
add
one to
one
any
modifier to the roll? Or just add a 1 to the...
I think it's
end of
just
the-
add 1 in this.
Just add 1 to the end?
Yeah, add 1 to your total score.
3.
Sticking with it, Rhapsody?
Yep.
Okay. You've been successfully intimidated. Quake in your boots. Or whatever it is that Rhapsody is wearing. High heels.
High-heeled boots.
Not high heel boots.
Pumps. I'll lean in closer.
Nothing wrong with high-heeled boots.
You don't stick up for this coterie again, I'll deal with you myself. And I'll punch the car and then turn around and leave.
Your own car or Amon's car?
A Mon's car. I'm not like trying to put a dent in it. I'm just saying.
Wait. Yeah. I'm sitting there
wait.
watching. I'm just sitting there watching. And I go, hey, watch the paint.
As the doctor gets out, kind of quite close after this thing, I just look over to the Rhapsody and say, "We don't have use for a snarky, useless Toreador in our coterie." And start hobbling over towards the office.
Siege's already in the office at this point.
Perhaps she's just going to sit on the ground next to the car.
As soon as the doctor enters the door, I just turn around and follow him.
Ricky's probably the first one in the office, just pacing back and forth, breathing and unclenching and unclenching her fists.
You don't breathe.
She doesn't know that.
Fair enough.
Rikki, you
Yes.
did amazing. That is exactly what you needed to do, and you got out of there alive. You're doing good. Just kind of keep listening to us, and you'll do fine.
All right. So, you kept me alive. Now, how do I keep you alive?
Just listen to us. You'll be okay.
All right.
As soon as Amon enters the room, he walks over to Isaac and he goes, "Oh, sweet Jesus, you're still alive." And he grabs the sides of your head. And he just taps his mask on your forehead, and you feel the cold metal as if he's giving you a kiss on the forehead.
Is this side?
Yeah, to Isaac, yeah.
Cedrus is just sitting on the desk. Not behind the desk, on the desk, tapping her hands, waiting for everyone to get in.
Yeah, Xavier would come in after everybody. His fists are clenched. He's probably still reeling. It's obvious he's more mad than he normally is.
Question. Do you want to keep Dawn active or not? You can if you so
No.
wish. Okay.
Nope, not when he walks into the bar. Nope, because that would cause
Okey
all
dokey.
sorts of fucked up issues. Nope, when he was done with what he was trying to achieve, he would have released it. And
It would have been like,
Rhapsody would have known too. That fear would have subsided.
So, as the doctor kind of enters the office.
Remember that Rhapsody isn't with us. She's still outside.
Yeah. So
So
we have the remnants of Rikki's Saya, right?
Chuckles.
Rikki was laughing
I think there's a bigger
hysterically.
issue here.
Rikki.
Rikki was laughing hysterically at Amon and Isaac. Quite grateful for the relief and stress, and then she looks up at the doctor. It's like, you kept... Doctor, that's gross.
yeah,
I
he's
know
just
that's my fault, but that's still gross.
I'm just sitting there staring at Isaac. I'm like, this is the third week in a row you've almost died.
I know I better not make a habit of it. It's much harder to go from the Shadowlands to the Skinlands than it is to go from the Skinlands to the Shadowlands. We can't be having that.
I don't know what you just said, and I completely agree.
This is
Cedra sort of patronizingly pats Isaac on the head. Shut up. Fine. Okay, shut up.
Damn it, Isaac.
So we have his hand. We can prove his clan, which is probably Gangrel, right? Gangrel
we
are
have a
not a
bigger
part of a
issue here.
Camarilla.
We didn't really inform the prince that she was Gangrel, did we?
No.
I don't think the prince cares about the Gangrels, which are not a part of the
I
Camarilla.
agree.
No, I don't
But
think she does.
She said killing another Camarilla without a, what was it? Blood hunt was against the masquerade.
Yeah, she fucking says that. But at the same time, she wants to hear nothing of Mithras, which is the point of the Ripper murders.
Xavier will put his
Is it?
hand on Cedra's shoulder. Careful. You're dipping into my territory.
Well, stop being logical, because you're usually not. So, that the prince wants nothing to do with Mithras, but the Ripper is targeting Mithras members. But she wants us to figure out who the Ripper is without involving Mithras. Makes no sense.
No, it does. She's being pretentious. She wants the details, but only once it's solved.
Does she want it solved, or does she just want us to take the fall?
Both. One or the other.
Who's Mithras?
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Just one moment, everyone. I'll be right back. Isaac would step out.
What do you have to do? Go to the freaking bathroom?
He'd go over to where Rhapsody is.
Please don't
Go over to
yell,
Rhapsody
Sidra.
and
Outside?
And, he'd pat Rhapsody in the back. Like, yes, he'd head outside to where Rhapsody's sitting, pat her in the back. Rhapsody, to go into the office.
Okay.
Isaac would help Rhapsody up, and then
Yeah. I would follow Isaac into the office.
So,
in the back.
as I,
Don't worry,
so,
it's okay.
so as I was trying to say, is that there is one last option we have to, well, consider, and that might be that our dear prince do not want us to reveal the Ripper, because
I agree.
if the Ripper is targeting Mithras members and she do not like Mithras members,
And while we're on this topic, did her worrying about Chuckles glare out to anyone that maybe it wasn't a Ripper murder?
After how she reacted to us talking about her own seneschal, no. It seems she doesn't give a fuck about any of them.
I think it was a little less subtle than that.
No.
The prince is not off my suspect list.
I mean, none of those high as fucks are off my suspect list. It's perfect.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's a perfect
I'm just
cover.
saying.
You think the
I don't think that the prince was denying that maybe it wasn't a Ripper murder, and I think she used it as, I mean, as much as the princess seems to be very open to even low lives like us about how much she doesn't care about a lot of things, she pretty much told us that she used either someone in the Camarilla or the Ripper as an excuse to go murder Chuckles to get the Noscadians to, get the Nosferatu to be more efficient, I guess is the best word.
That's my point. This is worrying.
why?
This is not noble or honorable. Is the prince the Ripper?
I don't think we should let that out yet, but I don't think that should be
If
the number one
we
thing we follow.
if we share that view with anybody else, we're
Well, there's no
dead.
way we can share that view with anyone else.
Correct.
That raises another problem we have. Are we all on the same fucking page here?
Would it be
I
better
doubt
if
that.
I didn't hear this?
No, you can stay.
No, you gotta stay and learn.
And this is more for your
Oh.
good. But we walk in as a coterie, and we talked about this before. And we're trying to protect you because it protects our fucking tails. And we've got some people in here that won't even help.
Where's Rikki at right now?
Ricky's in the Wait, do you mean Rhapsody?
No, I mean Rikki.
Ricky's been in the office the whole time.
Is she sitting, standing?
She's kind of curled up on the floor after falling down, laughing, looking at Amon and Isaac being silly. Only now she's gone.
So Cedar
much more
goes
quiet.
over and kneels in front of Rikki, takes both her hands, and says, "This is about to get heavy. Just because the prince is the leader of the city doesn't mean we agree with her, though at the same time we kind of have to. It's complicated."
No, we don't.
Ah.
You just don't
But-
have to be.
He's Anarch, so in a way you kind of don't, but if you want to live, you kind of do. But at the same time, she may be a murderer, so...
Rule
Well-
number 1 of the masquerade: don't get caught. And that applies to
You-
He's not wrong.
rule number 0. Sorry, don't get caught.
Rule number 1, don't break the masquerade. Rule number 2, reread rule number 1.
But
And
I want to
well-
stress this, Rikki, that rule doesn't always mean don't get caught being a kindred. It just means don't get caught.
Period.
Or by the
Trin-
prince.
Yeah.
My problem is
uh,
you fucks are lying to your own prince.
I was not lying. I did not say anything untruthful,
It's not how she.
but I
felt.
was protecting someone that we are kind of informally considering our coterie.
And I'm very, very grateful for that. But also terrified.
Doctor, you were going to say something.
To
yeah, our prince or a murderer. She is the top predator in our society. If she wants to kill, she can. As I said before, she makes the rules. Which leads us to also thinking that she is not the Ripper.
I disagree.
I
In
would.
a lot of third world countries, this is used as a scare tactic.
That might be true.
Not
As
saying you're all
much
third world, but listen to you.
as
all of a
much
sudden,
as
Primogen are
as
dying.
much as the prince is the judge, jury, and executioner of the Camarilla, she still has to do so with the respect of the rest of the Camarilla, because she can just be replaced.
And
So
that's
if
the
she goes
issue.
around-
What if she is
if
trying
she-
to remove
Mhm.
competition?
If she's going around just murdering things as the prince to clear up enemies, then she's going to make more enemies than allies. But if she has a common enemy, such as the Ripper, it's something to rally against, and it makes her the beacon.
Which would make sense why she assigns someone as low as our coterie to investigate it.
Yeah, because if we never find out who it is, she's still in power.
If we do, we're the ones deed still.
Which brings up another point.
you
Speaking
all
of
bring
assigning
up
people, How the fuck is Pandora going to give us one of her own and not tell the fucking prince? And then we've got to explain that. That's some bullshit right there. And then,
That's a good
no
question.
offense to you,
Rhapsody,
but
how
you're
have you
going to rat
never
on
met
us.
the prince?
And then you go rat on us to Pandora. That's especially not cool. You're either on our side or you fuck off.
I sit
to her.
in the I sit in the office chair and I kick my boots up on the desk like I like to. Question. What if Pandora has the same suspicion we do?
Relevant? She still has
She
to
could.
abide by her rules.
I
I'm
know,
sorry, your
but
rule.
maybe she assigned one of her clan to us, not telling the prince in a hope to maybe give us an edge that the prince wouldn't know about.
Possible.
But
it
it
doesn't
is
give Rhapsody an
still-
excuse to call us out in front of anybody else.
It is a breach of etiquette not to present yourself to the prince when you arrive in the city. And we went out of our way to present Rikki when she knew she was kindred.
And
Just
as much as
I
I
got
was,
bigger problems. In Elysium, Rhapsody straight called us out. Like, yep, they did it. And then we go into that, and the prince doesn't even know who the fuck she is. That ain't cool. That ain't cool on both her or Pandora's part. I got no problem backing you up. I look at Rhapsody. Again, you're either with us or you can fuck off, though.
We do appreciate talent as yours, though. Keep that in mind.
Rhapsody,
Alright.
if you are a part of our coterie, I will go out of my way to protect you and defend you. But I need to know that you're on our side.
I am on your side. I should have talked more in the last interaction. I am sorry.
You know, don't tell Pandora every fucking thing we do.
I was not planning on.
we love her, but we need to
She is,
compartmentalize.
she is the one overseeing the group, but she does not need to know what the group does.
Doesn't mean a damn thing. As much as I don't trust the doctor keeps all of his secrets from his sire, I'm sure he doesn't tell him everything.
My sire's dead.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Your Chantry. I'm sorry.
M-
Xavier,
my
actually, it
Chantry-
was, like,
I actually didn't know that.
yeah, I think you did because
Yeah.
we knew that when we went to
Yeah.
investigate the guy that Isaac melted.
Well, no, his sire dying was the reason why Dolores came back to us.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I remember.
Am I the only one here with a good reputation with my sire?
Um,
No, Isaac
Uh,
has a good reputation.
Yeah, Isaac.
Yeah.
Was that his sire?
Yeah,
Or
I
I
think Isaac probably has a good. Isaac's got a
don't know if that was his sire or just the person that controls his clan. I don't
To
know.
be fair, I don't think the doctor's
Well,
sire
Amon,
being...
technically.
I don't know if the doctor's sire being dead constitutes a bad relationship.
No.
Just an
Well,
unfortunate one.
Well, my position with the Chantry is not that good. I'm still a child and still useless for them. Unlike
In my
other...
clan, child doesn't necessarily mean useless.
Yeah, I saved mine from that werewolf that one time.
All right. So look, we've got issues. obviously. But tonight we learned we've got bigger issues. Because not only does the Sire not want to hear about fucking Mithras, but that also tells us that if we've got fucking Tremere infiltrating this shit, it's more of a fucked up situation than we know about. I think we have to meet Mark Nelson, but let's hope when we walk in there, we have the correct answers for what he's going to ask.
I think one of us needs to join.
We really need to find out who the Ripper is. If it's someone else than the Prince.
I think...
Wait.
I hate to say it, I think our best bet is to have at least one of us be in the cult. If they're targeting cult members, we can test that.
As just real quick, out of character clarification, who is Mark Nelson again?
He's the one that invited us into the cult of Mithras.
Okay.
He's also Tremere.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he's not the one who invited you into the cult of Mithras.
Oh no, okay, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
why I was asking for the clarification.
It's different.
I can clarify.
But he is in the cult of Mithras and he's Tremere.
If I can say something. Mark Nelson is one of the Tremere who are the one that tried to recruit
Maria.
Maria, and is also one of the... He has an issue with several other Tremeres, like Ethelred and Erindred, which are kind of evidence about... He thinks that they are cult members.
Yeah.
And which is an issue.
That's kind of who I was remembering Mark Nelson as, and everybody else is like, no, Mark Nelson, we got to join the cult. And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
No,
right.
but I tied that into it because, again, there's speculation that the Tremere are infiltrating the cult. That's what David was saying.
Okay.
And the one you're looking for is Wesh.
I just point my dagger at Rikki. Yeah, you with your hand up.
I know you said we bring up later, but you're talking about Mithras now. Is Mithras someone who hurt the prince? The way she said that, never bring up that name in front of me. I'm used to like exes and spurned lovers speaking that way. What happened?
Mithras is big.
Right.
Kind of a god, but not really.
Kind of a god.
A god enough that people worship him. Very powerful vampire that's not around anymore, and there is speculation on whether or not he could come back.
So, like if L. Ron Hubbard were to become a vampire.
Kind of, but not really.
No.
There's a deeper story behind that guy, so
yeah,
maybe.
That's
But
a
he
loaded
was
question.
He was also a Satanist, I think. So,
believe everyone's been bringing up some strong points here, and it has me wondering. Some have suspected that the prince may be the Ripper, and the prince has shown that she has a disdain for Mithras. Do you believe maybe it's possible that the Ripper, whoever it is or whatever it may be, perhaps is in the employ or a cat's paw for the prince? The prince has a strong disdain and hatred for Mithras, but as she can't openly act out against that, she's employing the Ripper to do her dirty work. And then when the Ripper is drawing attention and she needs someone to investigate it, she appoints a relatively, sorry to say, worthless Coterie that's brand new to the scene. Us. Someone she thinks will of course, fail. Not that I plan to. Fail, that is.
Expendable.
Oh, yes, expendable. That's a good word.
Everyone.
Another. Pardon? Ricky?
Oh, sorry. I just thought of a song in my head. Continue, Doctor.
There is one other thought, and that there is that there might be somebody who tries to impress and get on the good side of the prince by doing this.
That's true. And again, we're still cannon fodder.
Anyhow, we need to up our game to find the one behind, or those who are behind these killings.
So whoever is behind the killings obviously has a grudge against Mithras cult members.
Maybe.
The prince has a grudge against Mithras.
Maybe.
I don't think that one's a maybe.
So maybe.
It might be that talk of the Mithras are usurping her hold on the Camarilla. Because when Mithras is mentioned, people tend to believe Mithras' rule is more powerful than our beloved prince. It might be just a ploy for her to cement her rule by disallowing talk about Mithras.
That's a good point indeed.
Well, we could sit here and theory craft all night, or we could maybe go out and get some more answers.
We should talk
We're
with
meeting
Mark.
with Mark Nelson.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. Again, I just want to make sure we go in with the correct information.
I feel that we are led around in circles at times by the nose.
By everyone.
We got to pick our battles, guys.
So
Prince
before
calls
we
out
see
bullshit.
Mark Nelson, is there anything that Rikki needs to know about being in the Tremere's presence when it comes to etiquette?
Just be polite.
Cedra's saying this very cautiously.
Just be polite. We don't bite that much.
Only speak when
You are
spoken to.
so fucking cheesy.
That rule's a little bit looser
laugh
here,
under my
Rikki.
breath a bit.
Also, for both of you, and I look at both the girls, the new girls. Rikki, I know you're brand new, but if you've got questions, ask. I know we're balls deep in
Pretty good
shit
at asking
that
questions.
you would never even fucking dreamed of before you were even embraced or put in this coterie. And I know it can be a whirlwind of information and you're lost as hell. Just ask. You may not.
The only reason why we would decline giving you the information is probably because it'd take time that we don't have.
Makes
But-
sense.
On our way, if you're still confused and you've got questions about this guy that we're going to see and the situation we're in, ask. If we don't feel like we should share it with you, we're going to say no. But I'd rather you go in informed than us standing around with our pants down in the fucking Princess Haven.
Just
He's not
As-
implying that you've done anything wrong.
No.
I appreciate that. I actually have never seen Xavier be this pleasant. It's nice.
Yeah.
Odd,
It's,
but nice.
it's rare,
He's got
but
his
it's pleasant.
moments.
Me neither.
Rikki does these things. You told me about the other clans. Perhaps just briefly tell me who are the Tremere on the ride over?
They're the book nerds.
I point at the doctor. She's all yours, buddy.
Oh, Doctor, that reminds me. Forgive me, I only have one question. You said you had some of the, shall we say, that bastard I left in the trash. Just. That can't be traced back to me, can it?
Relax. It's okay.
Good enough.
I preserved the hand because it might be useful for us to find out if you have more family
Oh,
that we needs to know.
well. Hopefully they're nicer than he was, though. Having met other kindred tonight, Oh, I'll think about it tomorrow night. Should we just get going?
Yeah.
Kindred are much like people. There's so many different types of assholes.
I've noticed.
And for your knowledge, the Tremere clan are the ones who dabbles into blood sorcery. We are the magicians, to say it in layman's terms.
Yeah, you see his big wand, and I point at his cane.
What do you? I don't suppose then you summon demons and all manner of things.
No, that's
And yeah, I was about to say, no, that's him. And I point at Isaac.
Isaac,
I've-
Doctor, two different things. Understood.
I-
No, I really don't.
I don't summon demons.
Isaac, not tonight. We're just ribbing you. It's okay.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you.
generally with kind of like who we are. It's a wait and see. Very much so lately. And I look at Isaac.
In the interest of full disclosure, the Tremere, and I point to the doctor, and the Banu Hakim, I point to myself, haven't always gotten along.
Ah. But you seem. If I ask more about this is going to take all night, isn't it?
Yes.
The
can talk in
doctor
the
and I
car.
have worked together to
The-
further our own goals. I have
The
a lot of
clans
trust
don't.
in
the
the
clans
doctor,
don't like
even
each
if I don't
other.
have trust in his clan.
The
Hmm.
base clans don't like each other. The people within them are a little more flexible than that.
Times has changed.
And things
And
have
time will
changed.
change.
All right.
Times will change us in the future. But let's get moving.
Yeah.
You've probably run out
No
of
longer
enough time.
cursed us. It's fine.
You've probably run out of enough time in the night to go and see Mark Nelson at this point.
Damn.
So if you wish to have a
So,
brief
we-
discussion, you've got enough time for that here. Or you could go to your
It's Mark
respective
Nelson.
havens.
Was Mark Nelson the one that you lot went to talk about joining
Outbreak
the?
No.
That's
No.
Pig
No.
Trigger.
Yeah, it's Peter.
Yeah.
I was got that.
Okay.
Remember Family Guy. Cult Family Guy. Peter Griffin.
Okay.
Tremere, not a cult. Sounds really weird to say.
I would say that Mark is more he's not a cultist, more against them. I would say.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
not part of the cult of Mithras, is he?
No, I don't think he likes them.
Valid.
To be fair, you don't like him either, Doctor.
No, the
Also
cult.
valid.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you don't like the Pater.
Although I find it interesting how many Tremere are certainly interested in the cult of Mithras. I'm having a hard time understanding why. You obviously aren't. Mark Nelson obviously isn't.
I mean, their cults are historically old and full of information.
Tremere seeks, I would say, knowledge. Knowledge into Mithras is powerful, especially these times. When Mithras was around, we were not allowed on the British Islands, so this is also for us to try to, if he comes back, maybe try to be accepted back to the islands if he returns.
To make amends?
Amends?
Well, Mithras never liked the Tremere, Rikki.
Ah.
I think some stuff has happened earlier. Probably because
No.
the way of the Tremere, the way the Tremere managed to get them all turn into vampires were not social acceptable for Mithras. If it's true. But that is just old history and hearsay anyway. I did not live at those times.
All this history, is there like a book of, who's who among the vampires and such?
Well, some sort.
There's the Book of Mod.
What, you mean like this story rhyme? Winkin', Blinkin', and
Well-
Nod?
No.
The Book of Nod is like the kindred Bible, if you will. It is a book of parables and stories of ancient
It's a mythical
times.
text. It's a mythical text.
If it's... Wait, mythical as in it's full of myths, or mythical as in it doesn't exist?
Yes.
No, it
A little
exists.
column A, a little column B. Parts of it exist.
Have you seen the original?
I don't think there is such a thing.
So
So
more
it's kind
like,
of like
the
the
Dead,
Bible.
Kind of.
or like the Dead Sea Scrolls?
I think those are the original-ish.
But I can't read that anyway.
No, but my point is, we have copies. Copies of what? Could
Wait.
just be a fucking story pulled out of somebody's ass.
Yeah, copy, reinterpretation.
But wait, then
I believe the doctors read at least part of it.
I have read part of what I do believe might be relevant or part of it. I do not know. I'm not sure. I need to delve more into these mysteries to be sure.
all right, I to back up to what I was really asking. Is there some way I might educate myself? Because you all saved me tonight, I think, and I'm not of much use if I don't understand everything going on.
I have an idea.
Oh?
I mean, you're with us for the foreseeable future. Why don't you just come meet some of us every once in a while and we'll talk?
I would enjoy that.
There's a lot to learn, a lot more than a book could ever teach you. But
This
at the
is
very
what's
least, we
Although
need to teach you
books-
the traditions.
It's a lot more than we can teach you.
Books are quite useful, though, to learn the basics at least.
He's not wrong.
you're. The thing is that supposedly your sire is the one that teaches the child. In your case, that hasn't happened.
Then... Oh! Rikki backs up as she starts to realize something. Wait,
Yeah, the person you killed was supposed to teach you how to live this way.
and if there's no one to teach me, I might have broken the masquerade and... Oh dear, that's why you were so afraid of the prince learning I had no sire.
It
Oh,
would be it would be less of an issue if the gangrel was confirmed to be not of Camarilla as a lone gangrel or member of the Anarchs, but if it turned out that that gangrel is Camarilla, that would be a death sentence for you. I
I
don't
don't think any
believe we.
gangrel is Camarilla.
They aren't,
Yes.
and
They're
if they
certain-
find out she's alive, it might still be a death.
Thorn is the sheriff, right?
Mm.
He's gangrel.
Yeah, you can have gangrel. You can have it. Any clan can really be part of any faction. It's just some clans are unusual out of character.
Amon raises his hand and goes, yoo-hoo.
Yes, Amon.
You're Banu
just-
Hakim now.
Not by blood.
I think Thorn is an exception to the rule, though.
There
An
is also
extreme
there is a rumor he has a child, which is also a part of the Camarilla right now. Anyway, it leads back to Rikki. You're our responsibility right now. We are what you can call your sire. So we're supposed to help you and teach you.
all right.
Cedric kind of gives the side eye to Amon before looking back at Rikki.
Hmm?
I don't know whether I'd be able to teach her. I stumbled into this shit. I happen to make accidental moves that let me go up the ladder. I'm the least qualified person to teach.
No, I just mean I'm teaching you, apparently,
Oh,
still.
yeah, it's a good point.
And on that note, call it in for this week.
As we're all leaving the office, Amon will just be like, and Rikki, don't come to me for knowledge. I'm only good for combat experience. So just don't even, unless you want combat training, don't bother.
As we're leaving, perhaps he would would go up to Isaac and whisper in Isaac's ear, "I'm glad you're alive. You're still alive." Pat him on the back.
Oh, thank you, Rhapsody. Isaac will pat Rhapsody on the back. I'm glad you're alive, too.
And as Rikki is walking out in front of Amon, she turns back and goes, "Well, I was thinking of asking you about one thing. How do you fix the title for your car?"
That's more of a him question that I put, Xavier.
I don't try.
All right. Then, Xavier, you wouldn't happen to know where a girl could find a kindred-friendly chop shop now, would you?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Thanks.
Right, well then, we'll be back next Saturday, probably in your time zone. Friday in your time zone. And we've got burning questions in the middle of the week. We'll do a raid, shall we?
Oh,
Raid!
Ooh.
Raid.
Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Want to say
Bye.
goodnight?
Thanks for hanging out.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.
She did it.